The Allergy Relief Source Book. Allergy Relief Center. Allergies are annoying creatures that sneak up on us when the weather changes. In our home, we fight allergies, since mold, germs, pollen, dust mites, and so on hide in cracks and corners. We don't realize it, but each night we lie down in our bed, we have dust mites hiding beneath the covers. More than 5,000 people in the U.S. alone suffer from allergies, including hay fever, asthma, sinus infections, and so on. Most of these people suffer aggravating conditions that interrupt their lifestyle. Most seek medical help from doctors, yet in most instances, they continue to suffer despite their efforts to slow allergies. How help works. Relief is available despite the fact that many people continue to suffer allergies. Some of the problem lies in the patients and doctors. When people visit doctors, they should give vivid information and details to help the doctor see the problem. Many doctors fail to ask important questions about symptoms, which prevent them from prescribing optimizing solutions for relieving allergies. When the doctor is not aware of your symptoms, it prevents him/her from helping you to the fullest ability. Patients must also adhere to the doctor's recommendations when seeking medical treatment for allergies. How do allergies start? As mentioned, allergies start from dust, pollen, dust mites, mildew, mold, pet dander, and so on. How do allergies affect me? Allergies affect you in many ways. Allergies will stuff the nose. The condition causes pressure around the head region and can cause you to feel tired. Fatigue is one of the symptoms that come from allergies, including sneezing, watery and swollen eyes, and so on. Postnasal drips are another symptom caused from allergies. How do doctors treat allergies? In many ways. Doctors often search for the cause. Doctors may consider your environment, surroundings, your lifestyle, and time. What time of the year does your allergies start? What time in the day does the allergies start? How can I minimize problems that start allergies? If you are allergic to pets or dander, ask, do I need a pet? If you feel you need a pet, then designate the animal to a particular area in your home. You can use plastic to cover your bed. This will prevent dust mites. You should wash your bed covers weekly to minimize dust mites also. You can run your air conditioner to filter dust, pollen, and dust mites as well. Humidifiers and dehumidifiers will help you save energy while keeping allergic pollutions at bay. Your doctor may prescribe you corticosteroids to treat allergies, which is a nasal spray. This spray has proven to relieve chronic allergy congestion. Side effects are minimal. If this nasal spray fails, ask your family doctor about updated remedies for treating allergies. You should not give up. If you are struggling to find allergy relief, continue your doctor visits. How can I learn more about allergy relief? You have the worldwide net available to you. Go online. You will find many free articles that help you to understand allergies. When you understand allergies, you have a chance of finding the best cures for you. Online, you will find treatments available, including the updated remedies. Take notes so that you can ask your family doctor about the medications to treat allergies. You might recommend the remedy that wipes out your allergies. In addition, you will find home remedies and cleaning tips to reduce allergic-based pollutions that cause allergies. Use the recommendations to find a way to relieve your allergy symptoms. You may also have to move from the area you live. If your allergies are severe, sometimes you need to move to a better environment to escape allergy and to find relief. Today, we have many kinds of medications to help fight allergies. Allergy relief with medications. People have allergy problems year-round. It is called indoor and outdoor allergies. Nasal allergies are very common anymore. It seems like everyone has them. Pollen and mold in the air is the cause for allergies, And there is medication that can be taken to help, but not cure allergies. Our body produces two chemicals called histamine and leukotrienes, and these are both allergies. Medication can block these, so your body can't produce so many. Taking medication can give you fun time for a picnic, be more alert, and can help you get a better night of sleep. Symptoms for allergies are runny eyes, sneezing, coughing, a stuffy nose. You might want to check with your doctor before starting any treatment on your own. He might have a different treatment he'll want to try before using an over-the-counter drug. There are many different medications which can be taken to help you enjoy your life without having to feel down because of allergies. Some medicine comes in a spray to spray into your nose, and there are some just for stuffiness. Be sure to read all labels to make sure you aren't allergic to any of the ingredients, and make notice if it is non-drowsy or not. Allergy medications work on blocking the histamine from producing more and faster. Ask your family physician about trying a medication that is taken year-round to prevent your allergies from popping up on you. Knowing the pollen pattern and when it is going to hit your area is one way to start treatment before the allergies hit you. You can get on the internet and search for allergies to find the site for you. They will send you email and let you know 4 weeks before the allergy season is going to hit your town. Keeping an ongoing list of allergies or what triggers them will help you a lot. If you know what allergies you have, then you can try to avoid them. By avoiding things you know will trigger you allergies, you'll feel better. Some people often have to see a specialist who can detect what allergies they might have. Talk to your family physician and see how he feels if your treatments that you're currently doing doesn't seem to be helping. By knowing exactly what allergies you have, it will be a lot easier to avoid being around them, and they can be treated easier. If you have upholstered furniture and carpets, try removing as much as possible. Carpets and upholstered furniture collect dust and pollens that float in the air. You can buy a special spray for the ones that you aren't able to get rid of. Cleaning for your carpets and furniture is very important to keep the dust out of them. Check your mattress on the beds and spray them too. Get you a mattress cover with a zipper in it to keep the dust off. It is a lot easier to take a damp cloth and dust over the mattress every couple of days than spraying all around it, and cheaper too. Using air filtering techniques to help reduce the dust and pollen that is floating through the air in your home can help reduce allergic-based pollutions. Do some research on the internet of one and check out the best one to fit your needs. Air filters come in all different brand names, sizes, styles, and prices to make things easier on you and your wallet. Pets are another one for carrying dust mites. Keep them out of the bedrooms and off the furniture. Some people have been known to have to get rid of their pets because of their allergies. Many ways are available to cut down the dust and pollen that goes along with allergies, so research is a good way to help reduce allergies to be healthier. Learn more about environment and how it affects you also. Home environment for allergy relief. Home environment is very important to be concerned with for allergy treatment. Reducing the animal dander, dust mites, mold, and pollen will help with the allergy problems and help to keep you healthy. Keeping the home clean is one of the key words for allergy relief. Getting rid of the allergens or neutralize them is very important. When neutral these harmful items from the house, it is harmless when it is inhaled. Treating the carpets, furniture, and bedding regularly is the best way to neutralize the allergens in your home. Neutralizing your home can be done with many different products. They come in sprays, powder, and then vacuum, carpet cleaners, and even laundry detergent. These items can be bought at hardware stores, health stores, and on the internet too. Do some research on the internet, where you'll find articles on different items to use when neutralizing your home. Mold and mildew are a major problem for people with allergies, and it can be very harmful to your immune system. Avoid having mold and mildew to keep yourself and those around you in good health. There are special products out to get rid of just mold and mildew, and they come in many different powders and sprays. Check out the products and get the one that will do the job for you and your family's health. The pets and odors in your home need to be kept clean and free of allergen-free. Make use when buying your pet supplies that it is the right one to rid your home of dust mites and animal allergen. There are so many kinds of pet supplies out now for the pet in your home to help keep your family in the allergen-free home environment. When buying your laundry supplies to keep the allergens down in the home, be sure to read the labels. You need one for people that are sensitive to allergies. Your laundry detergent should be free from perfume, bleach, and any harsh chemicals. These can even be used in hot or cold water. Controlling the mold and dust mites can partly be done with humidity control in the home. Dust mites with dye when the humidity is below 50%. Mold lives for humidity, so keeping it low with kill the mold. If it is high, it spreads more. The dust mites will stay alive in your bedding by living off the sheds of skin from your body, so be sure to keep the mattress, box springs, and pillows encased with a zipper closing. Vacuuming the carpet and furniture should be done 2 or 3 times a week to help reduce the allergens in the home. A vacuum sweeper with a filter is most recommended for the great amount of allergens it takes out of the air. Instead of seeing dust fly from your sweeper, as you commonly do with ordinary vacuums, check out the filtered sweepers. The filtered vacuums are sold most anywhere that vacuum sweepers are sold with many different brands, styles, and prices. Your vacuum should include attachments for cleaning those hard-to-get space in the corners and to do your furniture with. Dust mites are everywhere, so be sure to get under you cushions too. Air filtrations are something every home needs to keep the air clean of all those dust mites flying around. Breathing fresh air is important for especially people with allergies. When going to buy one, be sure to know your room size and get one based for that room or larger. The larger your unit is the better cleaning job it will do for you. Keep your home environment clean and everyone will be healthier. Battling symptoms in allergy relief is simple if you follow the doctor's orders. Battling symptoms in allergy relief. All of a sudden, you can't breathe, coughing, and you feel like you are suffocating with the world closing in on you. Panic is the first that happens. It is scary when you can't breathe, and it seems to feel like it is all one big nightmare. When you can't breathe, it makes a person feel as they are out of control and helpless. Millions of people are diagnosed every day with allergies and asthma. Allergies and asthma have the same symptoms. Both are treated sometimes with the same medication. Children are being born with allergies increasingly worldwide. Allergies and asthma have become a more serious disease as time goes and sometimes causing death. Researchers have found that pollution is the main cause, with all the mold and pollen in the air. Mold and pollen affect the immune system in our bodies, making us very sick. Researchers are trying to work to find resolves, yet based on the fact that maybe sensorization of the immune system that is supposed to start doing its job really in life and been reduced due to modern hygiene. One of the big questions that remain is, could the drugs that are being used for treatment be part of the frequent recurrence? There are treatments for allergy attacks. People can get a prescription from their doctor. The prescription is usually an inhaler that you spray to help you breathe easier. Using the inhaler is only for short-time use, not long-term. People have a tendency to overuse the inhaler even though their doctor warned them. Using the inhaler is a quick fix, and people will use it because of the quickness and relief they get. If the inhaler is used as often, it can cause inflammation to set in the airways. Doctors no longer recommend that inhalers be used on a regular routine. They can cause more frequent and severity of attacks. Some people even turn to taking herbs, dietary supplements, and acupuncture as a short-term relief, but don't last long. Some doctors are now changing to different drugs that have anti-inflammatory in them. These drugs are very strong. The drugs could cause serious problems if used for long-term relief. People are known to gain weight. Glaucoma sets in, hormonal changes, and bone loss. Following your doctor's orders are very important if you have allergies or asthma. Thinking about the possibility that maybe your breathing patterns could be a cause. More of the attacks are a good thought. Remember how you panic whenever your breathing patterns change. In the past, do you recall any changes in your body that triggered your attacks? We need to figure out what is the real cause of allergy and asthma attacks. Consider the fact that every time you have an attack, it affects your breathing patterns, and then you panic. Why did the pattern change? Practicing and learning to control your breathing pattern is one way to help control our disorder with little effort. We are programmed from birth to breathe automatically, but it can be changed. The breathing pattern can be changed with little effort depending on the function of your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is a strong muscle separating the heart and lungs from your stomach. Our brain sends a message to the diaphragm to activate it. Once the diaphragm receives this message, it flattens, letting the lower ribs to swing out, increasing the chest cavity. The lungs then take over and create a partial vacuum, pulling air into the lower lungs. We have to learn the process of when to inhale and exhale to let the diaphragm go back to receive another message. Practice breathing and learn to control it. Changing your breathing might be the answer you've been looking for. Perhaps you need breathing lessons in allergy relief. Breathing lessons in allergy relief. Breathing patterns are very important if you have allergies. When a person can't breathe, they begin to panic, and learning how to control our breathing is necessary for everyone. Changing our breathing patterns can be done with little effort. Some practice and learning techniques will help us to take control of breathing. Breathing comes natural from birth, and as we age sometimes, it needs to be changed to keep us healthy. In order to change our pattern, we need to understand a little bit how the breathing technique works, how breathing, inhaling works. As we inhale, our brain sends a message to the diaphragm, that is the muscle separating the heart and lungs from the stomach. When the message gets to the diaphragm, it activates it. It will flatten out, letting the lower ribs swing out so the chest cavity can increase. As the chest cavity increases, the lungs will pull air into the lower lungs. How exhaling works. When we exhale, the lungs and muscles will go back to its normal size. After a pause, the process will start over again with the brain sending its message. The normal process of breathing is 14 times a minute more depending on how much the person needs it. Breathing is controlled by the nervous system to run in its self-correcting mode. There are two branches of the self-correcting mode. One is relaxation response, and the other is fight response. How the relaxation response works. The relaxation response tells the system to slow the heart, a breathing rate down. It works to keep the digestion and elimination going at the normal rate. The fight response reacts to the functions that relate to emergencies and exercises. This response wakes and rouses our system to respond to the emergency by pumping adrenaline, making our heart and breathing increases their rate. The increase will supply more oxygen to our bodies. If we are in real danger, the energy is used. If not, it could cause anxiety and hyperventilation. How breathing fast affects you. With allergies or asthma, we tend to breathe faster, not realizing it. Breathing at a faster rate will take more energy out of us, but letting us have more oxygen. At the same time, though when we breathe out, we are losing too much carbon dioxide. If we lose too much carbon dioxide, it can be critical. The hemoglobin that carries the oxygen through our blood to the cells will become sticky, not letting the oxygen through. Learn to slow down your breathing rate to reduce your attacks. There are exercises that can be done to help you to breathe. Continue take all medications and consult your physician before starting to learn new breathing techniques. How yoga exercise train you to breathe naturally. Yoga exercises will teach you how to practice and learn new breathing techniques. You can join yoga group or buy CDs, videos, and books about yoga. The materials to learn yoga can be bought at most videos and bookstores. Checking out the internet is a great place to purchase these because there are some that can be purchased used. How practice helps you to breathe naturally and minimize allergies. It is a known fact that to practice new breathing techniques can help prevent attacks and help you to maintain a normal, healthier life. Get started today and learn how to practice yoga for your own good health. By being healthier, you will have more energy to do the many things you've missed all these years. Learning and practice is the next step for you and your health. The respiratory system requires care to help you find allergy relief. The respiratory system and allergy relief. The respiratory system plays a large part in allergy relief. When you battle allergies, you will need to follow up with your doctor appointments. Your doctor will need to monitor the condition and treatment to see where it goes. To find allergy relief, you will need to avoid irritants that cause allergy attacks. Smoking is one of the irritants you will need to stop to find relief of allergies or asthma attacks. Other irritants may include dust, pollen, mildew, mold, pet dander, dust mites, and so on. You will need to learn cleaning tips to keep these irritants at bay. Dust mites are controlled with humidifiers, dehumidifiers, air conditioners, plastic, and so on. Place plastic over your mattress and wash your sheets and blankets weekly to keep dust mites at bay. Dust each day and purchase products that help you control dust and other irritants in your home. How doctor follow-up helps you. When you follow up with your doctor, you will be instructed to self-monitor your symptoms. If you notice infections, you will need to visit your doctor to find relief. You will need to avoid people who may have infections to fight allergies. How to control infections. Once you notice distress of the respiratory and infections, you will need to seek medical support. Your doctor may prescribe you an antibiotic to control the infection and upper respiratory condition. How controlling weight helps you. You can find allergy relief also by controlling your weight. If you have access, weight exercise is a good way to keep the weight down. How medications work for you. Your doctor will need to prescribe medication to control severe allergy conditions or asthma. The doctor will take action and work to avoid adverse medicine effects while setting up a schedule for medicine intake. How some fruits and vegetables are hazardous. You will need to set restrictions in dieting. Your doctor can help you learn what foods to avoid. If you are allergic to latex, you may want to avoid bananas, cherries, apricots, chestnuts, kiwi, nectarines, celery, pineapple, potatoes, plums, melons, avocados, rubber gloves, tomatoes, peaches, and grapes. These fruits and vegetables come from latex trees and vines. Rather, this material is where latex products come from. So avoiding these when allergic to latex will help you find allergy relief. You will need to set up activities that help you control allergies and asthma also. Getting proper rest is a great way to control allergies. When you do not have proper rest, it can cause stress and allergies to emerge. If you have asthma, it will affect your health also. How to find resources in allergy relief. Resources are available to help you control allergies or to learn more about this condition. When you have an understanding of your condition, it can help you find relief. You likely have community resources and agencies in your neighborhood. We encourage you to research your area to find out about these resources and agencies. The internet offers you a wide assortment of free information as well. Go online and read some of the articles available to you. Technology has advanced, which means new medicines and allergy relief over-the-counter products are coming available. Learn more about these up-to-date products so that you can help your doctor find solutions that bring you allergy relief. How asthma affects you. Asthma can emerge from allergies. Allergies are a condition that stems from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. COPD. If you have asthma, you want to follow up with your doctor regularly, since asthma is life-threatening. Don't take your life into your own hands when help is available. COPD and allergy relief. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, causes asthma attacks, as well as allergy outbreaks. By definition, COPD is a cluster of disease that stem from unrelenting obstruction of the bronchial airflow. The condition can cause you to suffer chronic bronchitis, bronchiectasis, asthma, and emphysema. Smoking is the leading cause of these conditions, yet other irritants in our environment can cause the conditions to emerge also. When you are battling disease, you will need to continue frequent follow-up with your doctor. Your doctor must know your symptoms. Tell your doctor when you visit everything you can about your condition. This will help the doctor find treatments that work for you. Your doctor will need to monitor you thereafter, so continue keeping your doctor appointments. How emphysema affects you. When a person is diagnosed with emphysema, it is one of the worst conditions related to allergies that you can endure. Emphysema causes a stimulation to affect your breathing pattern, which is a PO2 commonly, low, PCO2 decreases. To find allergy relief, you will need to avoid irritants, which in this case is smoke. You want to stay out of areas where people smoke, and avoid smoking tobacco. What are the possibilities in etiology? If you are diagnosed with asthma, emphysema, or bronchial conditions, your congenital can weaken. The respiratory system is irritated, which usually comes from chemical irritants, polluted air, or smoke. The condition leads to respiratory tract infections. Your doctor will need to monitor this condition often. How can I determine what symptoms are related to these conditions? If you have such conditions, you want to notice coughing, dyspnea, and usage of accessory muscles, crackles, wheezing, exertional dyspnea, and barrel chest. Sputum productions are observable when emphysema is present. Asthma or bronchial infections can present anxiousness, anemia, hemoptysis, weight loss, orthopnea, diaphoresis, finger clubbing, malaise, and so on. If you have common allergies, you want to avoid irritants in the environment, home, work, and so on. Your condition could develop into chronic pulmonary systems in later years. Some of the irritants to avoid include pollen, pet dander, dust mites, dust and smoke, harsh chemicals, mold, mildew, and so on. Other irritants that are made of latex can affect you also, especially if you are allergic to such products. Bananas, cherries, apricots, nuts, chestnuts, kiwi, nectarines, celery are all products that come from latex. Pineapple, plums, melons, potatoes, avocados, tomatoes, peaches, and grapes come from latex trees and shrubs also. How can I fight against COPD and allergies? If you are subject to such conditions, speak with your doctor. Your doctor will help you avoid such conditions. You want to set a diet that provides you plenty vitamin C, proteins, and if possible nitrogen. You will need to increase fluids daily to around 3 0.000 milligrams. In addition, you want to keep your weight down. We all can benefit from exercise. Set up a schedule that works for you and exercise often. Exercise will help you maintain weight and will reduce your risks of disease. You will need a healthy diet. Learn more about what irritants your respiratory system so that you can stay away from these products. Sometimes you have to move from your environment when allergies, asthma, or other related conditions affect you. The environment may have irritants in the air that causes you distress. Talk to your doctor. Some of us can benefit from a warm climate. Some people move to Arizona or other areas where pollutants in the air are less severe. To learn more about allergy relief, COPD, and the respiratory system, speak with your doctor or go online to find free information. Allergy relief can be found in yoga. Allergy relief found in yoga. Studies showed that yoga could reduce allergies over 60%. Yoga helps keep away allergies, asthma, hay fever, and so on. Allergies can cause you to wake during the night, struggling to breathe, since the condition can cause suffocation. Allergies affect the chest, throat, and breathing, cause a person to feel stuffy. Some of the problems that emerge from allergies include sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, running nose, aching head, and so on. Asthma and allergies affect millions of people each year. The condition wakes them up during the night hours, causing them to gag or grasp for air. Their breathing is often affected, which makes these people feel helpless. Asthma alone can set up as pneumonia and can cause a person to grasp for air. Asthma affects the respiratory system, including the bronchial and pulmonary area. Asthma is a reverse disease that affects the lungs. This disease causes inflammation to attack the airway. The person will wheeze, struggle to breathe, and so on. Asthma causes flare-ups, coughing, swelling, muscle tightness, mucus buildup, and so on. When a person is diagnosed with asthma, it causes swelling, which creates shallow breathing. The person will breathe heavily and swiftly gasping for air. Some people are born with asthma, which goes away as they mature. In many instances, the condition turns to allergies. Some people, however, continue life with asthmatic symptoms after birth and thereafter. Asthma may include mild symptoms, which develop into severe conditions. The condition is life-threatening regardless. Asthma requires ongoing medical observation and treatment. Allergies are affected millions of people each day. Yet to find relief, individual studies must take place. We are all different, so we have to find what works best for us. Studies show, however, that yoga is a healing agent. When we practice yoga, we practice natural breathing. Natural breathing helps us to take control of our respiratory system, complete body and mind. To practice yoga, however, you must have a will to take control of you. If you want, relief yoga is your answer. You must continue visiting your doctor regularly to continue relief. More about asthma. Studies show that children are affected by asthma, which the children miss millions of days at schools because of this condition. Each year, billions of dollars are spent to care for allergy or asthma patients. Asthma has claimed more than 100,000 lives annually. Recently, experts found that asthma alone is far more dangerous than they once believed. At one time, experts believed that environmental irritants were responsible for asthma attacks. Yet, new studies were taken in areas where irritants declined, and it showed that asthma continued to increase, taking lives, sending people to emergency rooms, and so on. Some of the evidence found in these studies pointed to medications prescribed to treat allergies and asthma. Since asthma and allergies increased, experts today are searching for answers in the latest allergy medications. On this note, it seems we need yoga and other healthy activities into our daily living to avoid side effects from allergic-based drugs. Can we still find relief without medications? According to those who study yoga, relief is available. According to recent reports, more people that practiced yoga found relief than those who took medications to treat asthma and allergies. Should we include herbs and natural supplements in our daily plan to find allergy relief? You should study herbs and natural supplements before taking the remedies. In recent studies, it was found that some of the natural herbs and supplements caused severe side effects. Talk with your doctor before taking any over-the-counter remedies to treat asthma and allergies. Treatment and allergy relief is around the corner, yet you must unveil the remedies that work for you. Treatments and allergy relief. Recently, studies showed that the latest medications and over-the-counter remedies may be responsible for increasing allergies, asthma, and other related disease. Experts recently discovered that treatments are indefinable. One of the prime medications used to treat asthma, however, proved beneficial. The problem, however, is that most people who were prescribed these medications overused the product. It led to more problems. The medication included a bronchodilator. This is an inhaler, which has an albuterol and beta-based agonist medication to treat allergies and asthma. This medication was discovered to bring relief to those suffering with the disease. Inhalers reopened the airways so that the patient could breathe freely. The inhaler quickly resolved mucus buildup. Doctors warned patients against overusing the drug, yet patients ignored the doctor's warning. They found relief from this medication and used it when it was not necessary. Now doctors are looking for other remedies to treat allergies and asthma. How overusing inhalers affect you. When you overuse inhalers, it causes the problem to become more severe. In addition, the medication stops doing its thing due to overuse, and it causes you to have frequent attacks. How do doctors treat patients now? Doctors often prescribe corticosteroids. This medication cools inflammation that builds up from infections, such as allergies and asthma. Doctors often prescribe prednisone. This medication alone has proven to work, as well as save lives. While this remedy works, it also has some highly dangerous side effects that showed to adverse in many instances when taking. How can these medications affect me adversely? Studies showed that these medications could cause damage to the bones. Glaucoma is affected in some instances. Studies showed that people gained weight while taking this medication. As well, the hormones changed. Dependency was another problem found when taking this drug. How can I find allergy relief which doesn't have adverse effects on me? Perhaps you want to consider yoga. Yoga is a natural workout that teaches you to breathe naturally. Acupuncture has proven to relieve symptoms stemming from allergies or asthma. Diet, exercise, yoga, and acupuncture may be the best solution when searching for allergy relief. The natural actions and nutrients will supply your body what it needs to live healthy. You should also practice avoidance. If you avoid the irritants that get to you, you can find allergy relief. Products and how they can help you find relief. Dehumidifiers and humidifiers are products that can help you find allergy relief. Some of the latest products designed by HEPA may be of interest to you. The filtration systems are designed to purify the air. Some of the impurities that cause asthma and allergy attacks include dust mites, dust, mold, mildew, pollen, and so on. The irritants can cause major health conditions. Mold and mildew alone will cause itchy eyes, swelling, rashes, sniffles, and so on. Mold and mildew are harsh and should be minimized to avoid allergy attacks and asthma. Online, you will find a nice line of products made by HEPA and other manufacturers. Keep in mind, however, HEPA is designed to purify the air up to 95% or higher. This product will remove microns from the air, as well as other harmful irritants that cause allergy flare-ups and asthma attacks. To find allergy relief, you should also learn cleaning tips to avoid irritants. You want to learn how to rid your home of dust mites. Dust is something else you want to keep down. Mold and mildew cleaners are available. Yet read the label so that you do not purchase chemicals that cause flare-ups. To learn more about allergy relief, go online and read the information available to you. Do you know what's in your air? Allergy relief and your air. Do you know what you breathe in each day? Did you know that our air has many harmful chemicals, including radiation? Our air is full of microns, mildew, plant chemicals, mold, dust mites, dander, dust, and so on. Is it any wonder that each day we struggle to find allergy relief? How we find relief? We have options when it comes to allergy relief. Doctors prescribe us inhalers, medications, and so on. We have over-the-counter remedies to consider as well. Still, we must fight these chemicals and radicals in our air. We have Atomic Energy Commission, HEPA products that provide us a filtering system. This system will purify the air over more than 98% of its microns. The product was designed to purify air in plants, yet HEPA discovered that it would benefit homes, offices, and more, removing more than 0.03% of the microns, humidifiers, filters, and dehumidifiers made by HEPA can reduce allergy attacks. These products have removed radiation, mold, dust, mildew, dust mites, pollen, and more from the air. In fact, the products free up bacteria. Most labs, hospitals, and so on use these products. What it does? HEPA products will clear the air of dust mites, pollen, mildew spores, mold, fungi, ragweed, dust, yeast cells, dander, bacteria, radon progeny, viruses, and more. The products will also remove pet odors, ozone residue, sewer gas, odors, ammonia, chemical buildup, formaldehyde, and so much more. Mold buildup includes black, orange, gray, and white. The buildup is dangerous and can send you to an emergency room. If untreated or removed, rather, it can become fatal. If you knew what was in your air, you would take measures to minimize irritants immediately. We all have the power within us to take action. When we need relief, we have answers available to us. Online, we have a world of information that guides us to relief. Our doctor often provides us information and guidance to find relief. In addition, we have products that bring us relief. How to find additional relief? We have cleaning tips available to us. To treat dust mites, place plastic covering over your mattress. Wash your blankets, sheets, and pillowcases weekly. This will help you minimize dust mites. You have filters and vacuums, as well as HEPA products to minimize dust. In many, dust builds up as quickly as you clean. What you should know, dust is a packer. Dust in homes studied showed evidence of packing PBDE, polybrominate diphenyl ether. Now you know what is in dust, yet did you know that this chemical links to PCB, which is a chemical found to perhaps cause cancer? Some countries have banned PBDE. How to keep dust at bay? You should use a high-filtrated vacuum to cleanse the air. We encourage you to look into HEPA products. You should clean the home at least once each week. In some areas, dust builds up rapidly. If you live in an area where dust builds rapidly, clean your home at least once each day. Studies showed that outdoor air has fewer chemicals than indoor air. Thus, using a quality filter to clean your home can help reduce irritants and help you find allergy relief. Again, I would like to mention that dehumidifiers and humidifiers could help control the air. Studies showed that these products could reduce air irritants to over 50%. In fact, dust might struggle to survive in cool climate. Did you know that having a dehumidifier and or a humidifier in the home can save you energy? Fact, using a humidifier or dehumidifier means that you use less heat or electric to run an air conditioner. Cleaning will help reduce irritants in the air also. Cleaning for allergy relief. We have harmful chemicals and radicals in the air that affect our health. Recent studies showed that most homes have PBDE, which is a hazardous chemical. We also fight radiation, dust mites, mold, dust, mildew, and other irritants daily. Sometimes it is difficult to find allergy relief, yet we must take action to save our health. High-efficient air filters can help battle most microns and chemicals in the air. In addition, if we dust and vacuum our homes regularly, it can reduce irritants in the air. Particulate air filters can help you to avoid circulating dust back into the air. You will find vacuums that do not use filters. This is ideal, since touching the filters after cleaning can cause allergy outbreaks. Always clean your hands after dusting, cleaning, or touching anything that may have germs or bacteria around the area. You can take vitamin C and clean your hands regularly to avoid irritants that may cause allergy outbreaks. In the spring and summer, months invite outdoor air into your home. Open your doors or windows on warm days. Ventilation and fresh air will help reduce PBDE chemicals, as well as other radicals that come into the home. During winter or cold days, use a humidifier or dehumidifier to keep away irritants in your home. Dust, pollen, dust mites, mold, dander, mildew, and so on often stay away from cooler climates. How to avoid irritants that affect the respiratory. Recent studies lead to the discovery that ionizes or generating ionizes filters or purifiers, such as the standalones, affects the respiratory system. Use products that you know have proven to reduce irritants in the air without affecting the respiratory system. In the summer months, instead of using an air conditioner, which produces artificial air, open the doors or windows and use a humidifier. How filters reduce irritants. You should purchase the MERV filters. The high-quality filters will remove most particles from the air. Use the higher MERV filtration units for best result. Change your filters as recommended. Foam-packed furniture does not have harsh chemicals that affect the sinus or respiratory. If you do not have foam-based furnishing in your home, perhaps you might want to consider the latest Dream mattresses and so on. Fact: did you know that many cell phones and computers have a chemical that is linked to cancer? Learn more about PBD products. If we sit and worried each day about the things that affect our health, we'd worry ourselves to death. Instead of worrying about things you have no control over, stand up and take control of the things you do have control of. Find allergy relief. How dust mites cause allergies. Dust mites can hide. They are not seen by the human eye. To avoid these critters, you will need to consider bedding and furniture that is not made up upholstery types of material. Foam is recommended. However, you can purchase bedding, such as pillowcases, blankets, and sheets, and so on to reduce dust mites. Dust mites cannot survive in climates below 39 degrees. We certainly do not want a home with this level of coolness. Still, we can use dehumidifiers, purifiers, and humidifiers to keep dust mites at bay. Dust mites can cause swelling eyes, running nose, congestion, headaches, and so on. The allergic symptoms emerging from dust mites affects over 80% of those diagnosed with allergies, and most do not know that they are allergic to these spider mites. To learn more about these mites, visit your doctor. Your doctor will provide you with pamphlets or other information related to these allergic conditions. Most doctors today are studying allergies stronger than at one time, since allergic problems is hitting the charts and causing serious illnesses to emerge. Some of the newest remedies available include the Buster allergy remedies. Finding allergy relief with Buster. Today, most people have some kind of allergies. Many people suffer from hay fever or dust mites allergies in the carpets of your home. Dust mites cling to beds and covering. Like most of us, we go to the doctors to see what can be done. The doctor ends up giving medications that does not work. You might get lucky, and it does, but most of the time, if it works, it does not last long. Your body gets used to it, so it will stop working, making you go to the doctor again and again when all you have to do is try this nasal spray made out of peppers and a naturally herb called sting nettle. Most medications do not work since people misuse them. Doctors warn us to avoid overusing medications, yet many fail to listen to the warning, causing us to continue to search for allergy relief. What about this allergy relief? The name of this allergy relief is called Sinus Buster. It has natural herb ingredients. Sinus Buster has been FDA approved to be safe to take for the relief of allergies. This is made mostly of hot pepper and stinging nettle. Some of you may think that the pepper-based product can sting. According to people that have taken it, they say it does not burn too much. There is some warmth to it. The warmth in it is to help get rid of any kind of headache that you may occur from allergies. You might want to remember the bigger headache that you may have, the more heat that you will need. What is in the Sinus Buster? Well, there is an herb called stinging nettle. This herb grows throughout the world. This herb is very plentiful, so there is potential of being shorted. Although it helps with allergy relief, it can cause topical reactions as well. If it is broken and gets on your skin, it can cause you some problems. The symptoms don't last long. They normally disappear very quietly. What can Sinus Buster do for you? Sinus Buster helps you to get instantly relief from a headache, as well as help you to breathe better. This Sinus Buster will dry and clean out your noise, as well as send some warmth to your head, so that you can take care of that bad headache that comes with allergies. Sinus Buster will not prevent you from getting airborne allergies. So there won't is any reason for using it to prevent airborne allergies. How do you get this wonderful spray? You can go on to the internet and order this spray. It's only $23.99 a bottle. That is nothing, since when you go to the doctors, you have to pay more than that. The time you pay for your doctor's visit, then there is the cost of the medicine. You have some money racked up, and it may not work. So why not go online and try this new spray? It would be worth it if it works. They are working on a new spray now. This is to help with premenstrual syndrome, so be looking for that as well. If you can't get online, you might want to ask your family doctor and see if they can help you to get it. Concerns. It was discovered that black pepper might be responsible for colon cancer. At present, however, Buster does not seem to have any adverse effects. New studies are underway, however. Like all medications, you should take them as recommended. To learn more about Buster, go online and check out the new sinus and allergy remedies. We need less dust in allergy relief. Less dust in allergy. Allergies are known to be the main health problems and more. It is a known fact that more people have allergies than not. Symptoms of allergies are the same for asthma. Is sure to check with your doctor to see exactly what you have. You want treatment for the right illness. Allergies can be deadly if not taken care of. Signs of allergies are runny nose, watery eyes, swollen eyes, rash, drips in the back of the throat, breathing problems. There are many things you can to do help reduce the allergy attacks. Keeping track of when your attacks accrue to you can avoid being in that situation as much as possible. Dust and pollen are the two main causes for allergy attacks to accrue. The more attacks you have, the closer they will be. Home environment is very important for people who have allergies. Dust mites hide everywhere. The cleaner you can keep the home free of dust, and the better it is. Dust and mold strive on dampness, so avoiding dampness in the home is a good place to start. Mold is another thing that is not good to have in the home environment. Putting a dehumidifier in each room is one way to draw out the moisture that cause mold. Basements are always big problems for dampness. When choosing a dehumidifier, measure the room that it will be used in, and be sure when buying that it is big enough to cover that room. If possible, buy a dehumidifier to cover a little bit bigger room to make sure it is sufficient. You want the job done well. There are different products that can be bought to help with the mold problems you might be having. If you're not sure about what to buy, checking out the internet is the best way to do your research. And it will also help you decide what size dehumidifier you will need and give you the price ranges as well. Dust is in every home because it is in the air floating around. TV, stereos, computers, carpets, upholstered furniture will collect dust, and they have to be cleaned often. To help keep the dust down in your home, it should vacuumed every 2 or 3 days. Your vacuum cleaner should have a filter on it to hold the dust in and keep it from flying all over the place. Be sure to dust the TV and appliances a couple times a week as well. Dust mites are found a lot in the beds. Your box springs and mattress, along with the pillow, should always be covered with a zippered casing. Body heat and moisture will cause dust to thrive and multiply in on them. When buying products to help rid your home of dust mites, mold, and pollen, again, do some research. There are many products out in sprays and powders that will help control these things. There are shampoo cleaners for cleaning the carpet as well. The internet is a good place to start your looking for these products, and you can read about each one telling you how to use and reduce the dust, mold, and pollen. In the summer, when using the air conditioning, try not to use it any more than you have to. The air conditioner will draw in the pollen and particles that you're trying to eliminate. Have a filter system installed to the air conditioner to filter the air as it comes into the home. Change the filters often and place them in a plastic bag before throwing into the trash. Dust and particles will flow through the tiniest places. Take care of your home environment and stay healthier. Try vinegar to reduce allergic irritants and find relief. Vinegar and allergy relief. Chemicals can affect us in many ways. Some cleaners we use have harmful chemicals that can kill us if inhaled or digested. We need to learn how to clean our home to avoid irritants that cause allergies. To get started, we need to consider chemicals. How vinegar works. Vinegar is distilled. It's made of grains and acidity products that come from natural sources. Vinegar has a strong aroma that sways most people from using the product. Yet, if you were to clean your home with vinegar, the irritants will stay away also. They too hate the nasty aroma that comes from vinegar. Most chemicals we use for cleaning have hasty elements that interrupt the respiratory system, bronchia, and sinuses. If we are to find allergy relief, we must convert to a new way of living. This means we should only use natural products to clean our home. Lysol is a common household cleaning product. Many people use this product, yet some people suffer severe headaches after spraying the chemicals. Lysol has an active ingredient known as dimethylbenzylammonium chloride, which is said to eliminate germs. The chemicals in Lysol are far less hazardous than other chemicals, according to experts. Yet, the chemicals, when overexposed to, are toxic. The toxics are linked to birth defects, cancers, and have been linked to allergy attacks. One thing for sure, many household cleaning products contain toxics. Not anything toxic, surely, should be worth letting into our environment. Most of your air fresheners, soaps, bleaches, shampoos, antiperspirant, hairspray, cleansers, detergents, paint thinners, and so on are toxic. Still, we have to clean our homes. Instead of using chemicals with harmful toxics, take your cleaning journey to organic reserves. Vinegar is great for removing stains. Vinegar will keep away irritants. You can also use natural products made by SFI products. Most of these products are safe to use. In fact, thousands of people have tried these products and have given good reports. Go online to check reviews before considering the product. The vendors enable you to make money from selling the products as well. For the most part, you want to think health, so consider what you need to find allergy relief. Filters for vacuums should be considered also when searching for allergy relief. High-efficient filters can reduce irritants from your home over 90%. HEPA, manufactured by NASA, is one of the best filters on the market. This product was intended for use in plants, yet it was approved by proper channels and is now used in homes, hospitals, and so on. Cleaning beds and furniture is important. If you want to keep dust mites and dust at bay, wash your bedding weekly in hot water. You may want to add vinegar to your wash to help fight dust mites and dust. Studies show that furniture made of upholstery has higher potentials of causing dust and dust mites to stick. If possible, you may want to invest in foam-packed furniture. Wood collects dust. Televisions and carpets collect dust also. It is wise to cleanse the areas frequently. Dust at least once each day. To clean wood, try using the oils instead of the sprays. Oils are healthy for breathing than sprays. If you have pets in your home, keep in mind that most allergies emerge from pet dander. If you are not prepared to separate from your friend, then take more time to clean your home. If you clean your home each day, you can keep irritants at bay. Perhaps you can designate one area of your home to your pet only. Clean air in the home is the start to allergy relief. Clean home air in allergy relief. With the outside air being more polluted all the time, more people are getting allergies every day. When the air outside is polluted, it is 100 times worse inside. Most people spend more time inside, where the air is worse than outside, in fresh air. Home environment is very important for people with allergies, and the health of all your loved ones too. Get some cleaning done with an air filter today. Poor air is not good for healthy people. It causes them to have headaches, fatigue, and irritation to the eyes, nose, and throat. Your loved ones with allergy and respiratory problems need clean air to help them live a more normal life. Air filters are used inside your home to clean out the air pollution that is floating around. Using air filters will turn your air to crisp and clean air, along with removing the bacteria, mold, virus, and fungi. Your home will smell better, and you will have less dusting to do. Eliminating harmful odors such as paint smell, aerosol sprays, and cleaning supplies are important, and using a good air filter in the home can do this. Air filters break down the chemicals by breaking down the pollution, eliminating many serious health issues. There are many different kinds of air filters and sizes. You need to shop around to find the one to best fit the needs and air around you. Choosing an air filter is choosing the best one to fit best. You might want to consider getting a small air filter for the bedrooms first. When you are sleeping is when you need the cleanest air. The human respiratory system slows down when you are sleeping and can't handle the pollution as well as it can during the day. With a filter in your bedroom, you will have a longer period to breathe in clean air, letting you wake up in the morning feeling more refreshed and less congested. Air purifiers need to be running 24 hours a day to do what is expected from them. If you don't have enough money to buy, only for the bedrooms, it is very important that you moved it out to the living area during the day to clean that air. Air floats and the pollution will go from one room to another, so keeping the air clean at all times is important. Thinking about why you are buying an air filter will help you decide on the best one to fit your needs. People buy them just to keep the air clean for the new baby room, to clean the mold from returning, for the pet odors or specific health reasons. Once you know why you're buying an air purifier for your home, then buying the best one will come easy. Air purifiers come in many different styles, so choose one for the specific reason you are buying. Buying air purifiers are not always the solution for people with allergies. As winter leaves, we're glad to see warmer weather, but dreading the allergies that come with spring. Contacting your doctor is the first thing you need to do and get prepared. Ask your doctor for all the new information he can give you for allergies. Contact your health insurance and see if they have a health calendar with dates that the pollution is in its high peak of the season. You can go on the internet and go to the weather site to find out where and when the high pollution season is and in what area when planning a vacation. Have your medications close at hand, the long-term ones and the quick fixes if needed, and have the calendar where you can look ahead to see what is headed to your area during the high pollution seasons. Preparing for allergy season is just as important as buying an air purifier. Elimination for allergy relief is possible when you take action. Elimination for allergy relief. Allergies are a reaction to certain things that the body interprets as harmful. Many people have allergies. When people are exposed to certain things such as pet hair, pollen, milk, dust, and medications, it may cause an allergic reaction. There are some medications to help relieve allergy attacks, but if unknown, what the attacks are caused from, they may have to have tests run to track the cause down. When people with allergies of certain things that the immune system thinks is harmful, it produces too many antibodies by releasing too much histamine from the cell tissues, causing the allergy symptoms. It is increasingly common for people to be more sensitive to some things than others are. Our immune system overacts when all the histamines are released, causing allergic symptoms such as stuffy and runny nose, watery and swollen eyes. Some people have bloating and digestive problems and not realize that it could be from allergies. Treatment of the sensitivity and enzyme therapy is known to help eliminate allergy problems in the immune system. This is a drug-free and painless therapy using an electrical device by checking the invisible pathways of energy that flows through the body. The treatment tests for allergy cause. This electrical device can tell if the pathways are blocked with histamines and can open the pathways to let them flow through. When treating your allergies, there are a lot of resources out now that can help you, and your doctor can decide what one is best for you. Your doctor may not recommend that you use the electrical device to unblock those pathways. Talking to your doctor about your allergy problem is the safest way to be treated. Do not take it upon yourself to what treatment you need. Some things can be done at home to help relieve your allergy symptoms. Your home environment is very important to consider for people with allergies. By keeping your home environment clean, it can give you a lot of relief by just vacuuming and dusting 2 or 3 times a week. Make sure you have a good vacuum sweeper with a filter for the dust to go through to help keep the air clean. Dust and pollen float in the air and multiple even though you cannot see it. Keeping your sleeping area free of dust will help a lot by just casing the box springs, mattress, and pillows in a zippered case. Dust thrives in moisture and body heat, which will help the dust to multiply to sites unseen. You may not realize that your TV, stereos, radios, furniture, carpets all hold in the dust, and they need to be cleaned often. Products are out now that will help eliminate the dust from accumulating in these areas. These products come in different forms such as powders and spray, even in the carpet shampoo, to kill the dust mites. Shop around and check out these products. The internet is a good place to start looking and doing your research, as well as give you many other ideas to help eliminate dust mites, pollen, and mole. Pollen comes from the outdoors mainly. Grass is good for throwing off pollen and causes many people problems with their allergies, especially fresh-cut grass. Try avoiding being around when the grass is being cut or going around fresh-cut hay fields. Dampness causes mold and could be harmful to everyone. Most basements are damp and have mold, such as mold and mildew. Put a dehumidifier in the basement to draw the moisture out. Clean the area with a product made just to eliminate mold particles. Remember, instead of self-treatment, consult your doctor and ask his opinion first. Medication can help with allergy relief. Medication in allergy relief. More and more people are known to have allergies each day. It is a known fact that 1 in 4 Americans have allergies. With the high rate of known allergies, soon 50% of the U.S. citizens will be diagnosed with some type of allergy. Experts are struggling harder than ever to find cures so that people can continue living their normal lives. Medications. Much different medication can be bought now to treat allergies. Your physician prescribes some medications, and some can be purchased over the counter. Prescription medicine is being prescribed to more than 50% of the known allergy patients, and 35% are taking over the counter. Oral antihistamines are the most common medications that are being prescribed now. Most of the oral antihistamines will cause drowsiness and can be bought over the counter. There is also the non-drowsy, but it has to be prescribed by a physician. Not all allergy patients get the full effect from the non-drowsy, so they have to go back to the other one. Oral antihistamines are not a permanent relief, short-term only. When taking oral antihistamines, read all warnings. This medication will react the same way as if you were to be picked up for UIL or DUI. The oral treatment can cause drowsiness and keep your brain from thinking and functioning in a normal way. Other side effects may include anxiety, nausea, and loss of appetite, dry mouth, and dizziness. Doctors recommend Benadryl as a temporary quick fix because of its fast action until you can get in to see them. Benadryl is a good product to keep in the medicine cabinet for the relief of itching caused from poison ivy and oak, sunburns, and insect bites, as well as relieving the itching caused from allergies. Use with caution and read the side effects on the labels. Not everyone can use Benadryl. Antihistamines can be bought as a nasal spray, also when prescribed by the doctor. Doctors seem to think that it increases the concentration where needed and help to relieve the allergy symptoms at the same time. Using the nasal spray helps to relieve the allergy symptoms up to 12 hours. There are side effects, so be sure to read the warnings as you would any medication. Some of them are headaches, drowsiness, and has a bitter taste as it drips through the nasal passage. Medication for the eyes comes in over-the-counter in a teardrop form. This is to wash out the eye to help relieve the redness, and the antihistamines reduce the itching. Prescribed medication for the eyes is given for different reasons. Antihistamine drops are prescribed for the redness, itching, and swelling in the eyes. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drops are given for the mast cell stabilizer effect to prevent the release of histamine. For the chronic symptoms, like the itching and swelling, corticosteroids drops are given. As all medications, be sure to consult your physician before using if you are not for certain what you need. Decongestants come in oral and nasal sprays helping to relieve the allergy symptoms, letting you have a better night of sleep. It opens the nasal passages, so you are relieved from that stuffy nose feeling. Decongestants can be bought in pill form, sprays, and liquids. Like all medications, there are side effects and warnings, so are sure to read the label before using. Doctors advise that people who have heart disease, diabetes, and are taking certain antidepressants not to take decongestion sprays, liquids, etc. You can find many allergy relief articles and methods for relieving allergy symptoms on the internet and in books. Do some research and talk to your doctor about getting relief to a more normal life. Learning about herbs can help you find allergy relief. Herbs in allergy relief. Allergies are becoming a large problem among today's Americans. Every day, more and more people are being diagnosed with allergies. The dust and pollen in the air is getting worse each day. Taking treatment with herbs is the all-natural way to stay healthy. Remember, when taking herbs, even though they are considered safe, that some of them may counteract with your prescribed medications. So, be sure to read and learn about the herbs you are interested in taking to avoid problems. If you do not understand what you are reading and taking, consult with your doctor before starting anything new. Some of the herbs that are being used today used for allergy treatment are marshmallow root to help relieve mucus from the body. Burdock is used to clear the congestion in the respiratory system. To soothe the throat and clear congestion, try using mullein, and to getting the antibiotic effect, use golden seal root. It contains antibacterial and antifungal. Eye bright is a very effective natural herb to help the allergies by helping the congestion and hay fever that you might be experiencing. A natural antihistamine for allergies and fights infection, use capsicum. Stinging nettle is used to treat hay fever, and another natural for the allergy treatments you're looking for. Vitamin C, a natural antihistamine, is found in acerola cherry. Rosemary is a good anti-inflammatory and strengthens the nervous system too. For reducing mucus and chest congestion, try white pine. Using herbs are just one way to help relieve allergy symptoms. Allergies can be deadly to a person if they are having chronic problems and do not get relief fast. When a person is having an allergy attack, they start to have a hard time breathing. They can hyperventilate, and the oxygen level will go down. Remember, herbs are not a cure. They only help to relieve the symptoms. Consult a doctor if the symptoms do not seem to get better. Other way to help is your home environment is very important to someone that has allergies. The home needs to be kept clean from dust, pollen, and mold as much as possible. Do some research on items that can be bought for keeping the home free from dust, pollen, and mold. You could be saving someone's life. Keep the home clean by vacuuming 2 or 3 times a week. Dust mites like to live in dark places and where there is moisture. Have a good filter on your sweeper to catch the flying dust before it has a chance to escape. TV, stereos, furniture, and carpets are just a few of the dust mites' favorite places to multiply. Be sure that you clean behind these things and spray the carpets and furniture. There is also a carpet shampoo to help get rid of the dust mites embedded into the carpet and furniture. Keeping the beds free from dust mites is another thing. Encase your box springs, mattress, and pillows with a zippered casing to keep the dust from bedding into them. Check out the basement. Mold lives in damp areas, and most basements are damp, in need of a dehumidifier. Dehumidifiers can be bought at most hardware and department stores. Be sure that it is equipped with a filter on it to cache the dust down there, along with drawing out the moisture that can cause the mold. You can purchase a cleaner to help clean up the mold that may have already started growing in your basement. Having allergies is no fun, and helping you or your loved one to be able to live a more normal life is very important. Unveiling the causes behind allergy relief can help you avoid attacks. Unveiling causes in allergy relief. Do you have allergies? You have allergy relief available. When you feel all stuffed up and cannot breathe, your eyes may be watering, then maybe you got allergies. Going to the doctor sometimes work, but not always. so you may want to try to do something at home. You're thinking, okay, it is the dust in the air, which it could be. I am in hopes to try to tell you about something that may help you to get some relief of those nasty allergies. What can I do to get some relief from allergies? The first thing that you have to do is to decide what is causing you to have allergies. Is it the dust in your home? Is the pollen outside maybe causing you hay fever? Allergies occur for many reasons, so the first thing you do is to go to the doctor. Your doctor can give you some medication that may work. Once you decide what is causing your allergies, you may want to clean your house and get rid of all the dust and mites that might be in your home causing you to have allergies. Once you clean your home, you may want to consider an air purifier. Cleaning your home and adding air purifiers can help you find relief from allergies. You want to achieve clean air as much as possible. Outdoors can offer you a breath of fresh air. However, if you are allergic to grass, hay, etc., you want to stay away from this. In most instances, you cannot. Yet you can wear face masks to help you avoid allergies. What can I expect from an air purifier, and how can it relieve my allergies? When it comes to an air purifier, it can do a lot for you when it comes to the air that you breathe. Air pollution doesn't only affect the lungs you use to breathe, but also every organ and system of your body. Therefore, when you breathe in bad air, it can harm your body in so many ways. You could get cancer throughout your body, maybe get lung infection, so it is important to find allergy relief. Allergies can lead into asthma. Therefore, you get an air purifier to clean the air that you breathe, so you can get some relief from your allergies, as well as try to stay healthy. An air purifier will maintain the room temperature, keeping it at a level that demotes dust mites, and other allergic elements in the air. Why is it so important to have an air purifier? Keeping the air clean around you and your family is important to avoid allergy attacks. Many people have breathing problem caused from allergies. Therefore, for those people, it is important to be able to get some relief so they can breathe easily and avoid infections. Studies in Americans show that 60% of all illness is caused from the air inside your home. If the air is clean, you will be able to get the relief you need to be able to breathe healthy. Purchasing an air purifier, this will help you to manage your allergies. When the air outside is not clean, the air in your home is clean of all pollution. This is one way to get some relief with your allergies. If you have severe allergies, after cleaning the home and adding an air purifier, you should see your doctor to find relief. Talk openly with your doctor, letting him or her know your symptoms. Do not leave anything out. Most people that do not find relief from doctors, often it because they do not listen to what the doctor tells them to do, or they fail to tell their doctor specifics about their symptoms. To find allergy relief, learn more about mold. Mold and allergy relief. Did you know that you could get allergies from mold? Mold is everywhere, including inside your home as well as outside. Many people are allergic to mold. Therefore, you need to try to prevent mold from entering your home as much as possible. Mold usually develops in damp areas. There are various types of molds around, and every kind can affect you in a negative way. Mold is also airborne, so that it can be hard to find in your home. Mold can get in your nose and build up. You may not know until it attacks your respiratory and bronchial system. Where does mold hide? Mold is normally found in many places where dampness is found. Such places like your shower stall, your basement, or a closet. Even in the refrigerator in the fresh food drawer, mold will hide. Mold can develop in your trash can, or even in the laundry room. Mold is outside. Mold grows on trees, even the ground. Sometimes, you see it growing on your home. Mold is all from the dampness outside. When it grows in your home, it's caused from too much moisture, so you may want to watch how damp it gets in your home to help to count down the growth of the mold. How would I know if I were allergic to mold? If you had allergies, I believe that you would know, but in some cases, you would not. Here are some things that you might want to look for. These are only the common symptoms that are associated with mold: nasal stuffiness, eye irritation, wheezing, cold, or the flu-like symptoms. Could be a rash, fever, shortness of breath, fatigue, sometime even lung infection. Most of the time, these symptoms do not just go away. It takes a long time to get rid of them. If this happened to you, you need to go see your family doctor before it gets worse. What food has mold in it? Some food contains a lot of mold, so if you have any kind of allergies to mold, you need to stay away from this food. Like things that have yeast in it, for example, bread, beer, wine, mushrooms, dried fruit, soy sauce, vinegar, mayonnaise, other dressing, ketchup, pickled things like picked beets, green sour cream, as well as cheese can develop mold. To prevent from having an allergy reaction, you might want to monitor these foods, looking for mold. How do I get rid of the mold in my home? To get rid of the mold in your house, you can use some bleach and water. Wash the area with bleach. Bleach kills the mold. Humidity in your home should be kept at a reasonable volume to avoid mold. Keep the humidity in all closed areas at a level. You might want to take time and dry the shower stall when you are done. Make sure that things that may sweat are also dry. This will stop the mold from growing in your house, around your toilet, or bathroom. Mold is the second poor airborne allergies, pollen being the first. To avoid pollen and mold, you will need to learn more cleaning tactics. For the most part, if you keep your home dry, you can avoid mold. Mold will also build up if the walls are moist. Some homes have moisture inside the walls. In this instance, black, orange, white, and gray mold will often grow in the home. In this instance, you may need to hire a contractor or someone that specializes in home repair, etc., to resolve the problem. Find help today. Finding help in allergy relief. Allergies are abnormalities we endure. The reactions are physical, yet allergies can affect the emotional state. Since we suffer swelling, aches, and from irritations such as running nose, allergies can make us feel irritated. Allergens are what cause us to endure allergies. Sometimes the substances that cause us to have allergy attacks are toxin. For instance, we may feel attacks after breathing in gas from exhaust pipes on vehicles. We may experience sinus or allergy attacks after breathing in poisonous pesticides. Sometimes we are allergic to household chemicals, such as cleaners. Allergies occur also from non-toxic chemicals or substances. We can develop allergies from mold, foods, pollen, and so on. Most allergens that we are exposed to causes allergies, since it builds immunoglobulin E. This antibody causes a histamine reaction, which builds in the tissues of our cells. Sometimes we are sensitive to medications, toxins, and non-toxic substances or chemicals. In this case, we may experience what may seem as allergy symptoms. What happens is we misinterpret these symptoms as allergies, which we can find relief once the body recognizes such allergens. Pet dander, milk, mold, pollen, dust mites, proteins, vitamins, medications, etc. can cause sensitivity or allergy reactions. Sensitivity to such chemicals can cause watery eyes, running nose, stuffiness, and even headaches. You may feel fatigue. Your digestive system may not work as it normally would. Sometimes you may experience bloating, gas, and so forth. When sensitivity emerges, often underlying allergies await you. How do allergies start? Allergies can start from sensitivities to particular particles in the air, substances, or chemicals. Natural growth, such as grass, can cause allergies, since fabricated chemicals often contaminate grass. Pet dander can cause a reaction, since unnatural elements attack animal hair. The immunity system plays a vital part in why allergies start. Our immune system starts to slow its functionalities once we pass 30. According to medical experts, our immune system, when it begins to slow, can start the development of various illnesses, including allergies. Respiratory disorders can also start allergies. Sometimes the pulmonary is obstructed, which starts the diseases known as asthma, emphysema, bronchitis, and so on. When the bronchia air starts to flow, obstructive i.e., interrupted from flowing naturally, it can cause serious conditions to arise. What doctors consider is congenital weakening of the bronchial and pulmonary structure. Doctors will also consider irritants that affect the respiratory system. This could include chemicals, pollution in the air, and smoke. Respiratory tract infections are considered also, which genetics and its predispositions may be evaluated as well. Allergies may start bronchiectoses, which the infection will destroy the bronchial mucosa. If someone has asthma, it is often because the bronchial tree is irritated, which causes bronchoconstrictions. The results narrow the airway, since it is inflamed. Most times the condition will cause mucus buildup and dyspnea. This condition is reversible. Allergies can cause a person to cough. When you notice this reaction, you want to seek medical support. Most times you can find allergy relief, but your doctor may want to monitor your condition, making sure you do not develop bronchitis. Bronchitis occurs from smoke, chemical irritations, and air pollution. The recurrent condition can lead to chronic coughing. Allergy is reactions to something. Sometimes allergies start when we breathe in perfumes that we are sensitive to. To avoid allergy reactions, we must remove ourselves from the things that affect our bodies. You can find help from allergy relief by visiting our doctor. We can also find relief from over-the-counter medications, herbs, and so on. Allergy relief is available also through self-help programs. Finding allergy relief caused from pollen is something doctors often consider. Allergy relief from pollen. Pollen is the single most allergen that causes allergy attacks. Millions of people around the world struggle to keep pollen in its place. Yet since pollen is a natural buildup, it is often difficult. To help battle pollen, you want to check the level in the air. In your area, you can find weather or pollen reports online at sites that offer you support and information to battle allergies. You will find a forecaster. Type in your zip code and hit go, and you will be taken to a page that offers you free information. Online, you can sign up free allergy relief support. If you suffer allergies year-round, you may want to learn more about Nasonex. The medication you will need a prescription to obtain. Yet, it has proven to relieve allergies. The nasal spray is one of the approved products that treat seasonal allergies. The spray will also assist you with perennial symptoms. Ask your doctor about Nasonex. This spray will relieve runny nose, itchy, congestion, and sneezing. Most doctors prescribe this medicine also to relieve allergies from pet dander, dust mites, grass, and tree pollen. Once you take the medication, you can expect relief in less than 24 hours. The nasal spray will relieve symptoms that occur when you are exposed to pollen indoors or outdoors. According to studies conducted on Nasonex, you can expect to see a complete turnaround from allergies in 2 weeks. How does it prevent seasonal allergies? The remedy prevents seasonal allergies, since the spray was invented to fight allergens that cause allergies. Pollen is the single most pollution in the air that affects millions of people, which is why Nasonex was invented. Is the product safe to use? The spray may cause adverse effects, such as coughing, nosebleeds, sore throat, headaches, and viral infection. Talk with your family doctor to learn more about Nasonex. This remedy is not for everyone, so you should ask your doctor first before taking the medication. Of course, your doctor must prescribe Nasonex. In some instances, doctors will prescribe the medication and learn that your body is not tolerant to the ingredients. If you are prescribed this nasal spray and side effects occur, speak with your doctor immediately. Doctors prescribe Nasonex to both adults and children, so most people can tolerate the ingredients. Something you want to keep in mind is that allergies differ with most people. According to some experts in medicine, allergic noses differ from common allergies. Still, the symptoms relate. For instance, when someone has allergic nose, they will sneeze and sniffle. The nose will drip and feel stuffed up. The nose will itch when a person suffers of allergic nose. How do doctors treat allergic nose? Doctors often run allergy tests. Skin test is another method doctors use to find causes behind allergic nose. Blood test can help a doctor find allergic nose conditions also. How does allergic nose start? What causes allergic nose differs with most people. Pollen can cause this condition. Dust, cats, dust mites, dog hairs, and so on can cause allergic reactions. How do doctors treat allergic nose? Doctors may consider decongestants, antihistamines, cromolyn sodium, or corticosteroids, usually the sprays to treat such conditions. Shots to desensitize the patient of his or her allergies is also a treatment doctors use to treat the condition. Pills to control blood pressure are given in some instances. Doctors often consider the nose when searching for allergic causes. Sometimes a patient has infections to the sinus, nosebleeds, or fluid inside the ear. Doctors consider each detail when finding treatments for allergies. Do you need Support Plus for allergy relief? Allergy Relief Support Plus. Allergy relief is around the corner, yet doctors continue to find answers to solve the problems. In some instances, you cannot find cures, yet treatments can help keep the conditions at bay. In short, there are many types of allergies. Some allergies affect the nose, yet the condition causes fluid to build up in the ears. Nosebleeds, itchy nose, stuffiness, dripping mucus, sneezing, sniffles, and so forth are symptoms that come from allergies. How do allergies start? Allergies emerge from allergens, which the person feels sensitive to, such as pet dander, dust, dust mites, pollen, mold, and so on. Some people are allergic to spicy foods, while other people are allergic to bananas. How many people suffer from allergies? It depends. First, you have to consider the type of allergies. If you are considering nose allergies, then billions of people, according to experts, suffer each year. In the United States, alone millions of people suffer. Yet worldwide, we've reached the billionth digit. How do allergic nose conditions affect people? This condition can keep them awake at night. Some people endure headaches, while others feel irritated throughout the day and night. The condition often embarrasses people, since the nose drips. The condition will also affect the intellectual mind, since it causes a person difficulty to concentrate. How do medications help allergic nose conditions? Some medications will irritate the condition. Doctors often use blood tests, skin test, and so forth to treat the condition. Most people suffer these allergies because they are sensitive to cat or dog hair. Pollen, dust mites, and dust can cause these allergies also. How much is spent annually to treat nose allergies? According to experts, the figure is next to 1 billion. Recently, however, the count escalated. Experts found that more than 6 million days of a single year, people lose work as a result to allergies. In addition, people lose income due to allergies, which estimates in the millions. How can I find allergy relief? Most people have allergies and have no clue how it starts. To relate to relief, you have to learn more about allergies including the nose. In short, there is a wide selection of nasal conditions that cause allergic symptoms. How can I learn more about allergies and disorders? The internet has a wide assortment of free information. The authors took time to research each topic to deliver you informative information related to allergies. You can also visit your local library to find help guides. Many doctors have written books related to various conditions, including allergy disorders. Once you learn about allergies, take notes. Note that during September and throughout October, in most areas, pollen escalates. People often suffer from hay fever during these months. This is a seasonal nasal condition. Some of the conditions that start seasonal allergies are known as rhinitis. The condition emerges from tree pollen. Weed pollen can also cause rhinitis. The male material in plants that come from the genetics is part of what causes rhinitis. Pollen grains, the units cause sensitivity. Chemicals are produced in pollen plants, which is naked to the eye. Pollen distributes a smaller amount of pollination into the air than most people think. For pollen to cause allergic reactions, it must produce a substantial quantity. Pollen causes allergies when it hits the wind. If the pollen causes the immune system to feel stimulation, thus it causes allergies. For plants to cause allergic reactions, grain must be highly formulated. The weight in which pollen carries into the wind factors into allergic reactions also. As you can see, doctors consider many factors before diagnosing a patient of allergy conditions. Look for common allergy relief treatment. Common allergy relief treatments. So you say you have a cold. That sore throat, runny nose, and watery eyes just don't feel good. You have done almost everything you know to do for a common cold. You still do not have any relief. Perhaps you have allergies. Did you know that millions of American people today have some kind of allergy? Children and adults get allergies often. Even your pets can have some kind of allergy. Regardless of the waving facts, relief is available. How can I find relief from my allergies? Your doctor can offer you medications to treat allergies. If you feel the allergies are mild, then you may want to test the over-the-counter remedies. Herbs are available to treat allergies also. The first thing you may want to do is pay a visit to your doctor. Your doctor may discourage you from taking over-the-counter remedies. Sometimes doctors will give you leukotriene blockers. This medicine blocks all chemicals that cause you to have allergies. So if they are blocked, then you won't have recurrent symptoms. Your doctor may recommend Allerga, Benadryl, chlorotrimetin, Clarnix, Claritin, Dimetapp, or Zeotec. These medications will give you some relief. There are also nasal sprays that will help you as well. If you talk to your family doctor, he or she can help you to get started. You don't want to do anything that might cause harm to you. So check with your family doctor before taking any kind of medication. What can happen if I am not treated for my allergies? Allergies are not good for anyone to have, especially if you do not get treatment for them. They can cause you to have many medical problems. Some problems that could emerge from allergies include asthma. You might get sinus infection, upper lung infection. These all have to be treated through a doctor. Therefore, your best bet would be for you to go to the doctor in the first place to obtain treatment before it gets too bad. And are there any ways? What can I do if I have inside allergies to get relief? If you have indoor allergies, cleaning your home can give you some relief. Your pets can have dandruff, causing allergies. Therefore, if you have a pet, you may want to inquire about shampoos to treat dandruff from the vet. You can also research the market, since over-the-counter remedies are available. This way you can give your pet a bath, relieving both of you from allergic symptoms. Indoor allergies can irritate the eyes, nose, and ears. You may want to look into air purifiers to find allergy relief. The purifiers can help keep your home free of dust and other particles in the air that causes allergies. Did you know that various nasal medications could create systematic rhinitis medicamentosa? Some medications can cause congestion, which includes Aldomit, Buspar, Cardizem, Comazine, Corgard, Diceril, Prozac, Precardia, Pruvental, Intal, and so on. Other medications can cause runny nose, which include Capotin, Demulin, Emcit, Feldene, Lordab ASA, Lazol, Nicorette, and Norzine. NSAID can cause bleeding. Other medications that cause bleeding include Buspar, Cardizem, Comparzine, Indocin, Moduretic, Orudis, and so on. Prozac is a common medication used to treat depression, which can cause bleeding as well. If you have any symptoms arising from medications you take, speak with your doctor. In fact, when you are prescribed any medications named here, monitor your reactions to help your doctor determine symptoms that may develop from the medications. Most doctors consider sensitivities to medications before prescribing them. Yet in some instances, unobserved or underlying sensitivities may not come available until something causes you a reaction. Fight dust mites with allergy relief. Fighting dust mites with allergy relief. Dust's mites are in everyone's house, no matter how clean or dirty you keep your home. Dust mites cause allergies for many people. The mites can make it hard for you to breathe. Did you know that dust mites are considered the most common cause of asthma and allergies symptoms worldwide? Dust or house mites are members of the spider family. They are little bugs that make you think that you have dust, but they really are little bugs that live and lay eggs. They can live up to 10 weeks. The last 5 weeks they lay eggs up to 60 to 150 a day. They can live in your carpets, bedding, vacuum bags, and your furniture. How do I know if I am allergic to house or dust mites? Allergies have many different symptoms, so it is hard to say for sure. When you first start getting allergies, you think it might your basic cold, so you take everything that you would as if you had a cold. You may even go to the doctors to get some medicine, because what you were doing won't take care of it. Well, guess what the medicine the doctor gives you do not take care of it either. Now you are thinking what else it could be. So you return to your family doctor. They set you up with an allergist. You get test run and find out that you have allergies to dust mites. How do I get relief from dust mites? There is not much you can do for dust mites. Dust mites appear all around your home, yet you cannot see them. You can be the cleanest person, and there still might be dust mites in your home. They are so small they can hide anywhere. They can be up in the corners, somewhere that you would think of. They love the vacuum bags. To get what relief you get, you might want to use a HEAP vacuum bag. This vacuum bag has a filter system in it, so it will keep in the dust mites. When you are vacuum, your floors normally, the dust mites are thrown around your house in the air. This HEAP will help to keep them in the bags, making it hard for them to get out. It will also help to keep your air in the house clean. You do not want to try bleach or other strong, clean household items. It will not kill the mites. The only other thing you might want to try would be to freeze them out, or to wipe down everything with a towel in warm water. 60 degrees or hotter, this will kill them on contact. Once you have figured out a way to keep your home free of dust mites, you will be able to breathe and be free of allergies. You also got to remember that it may not only be dust mites that you are allergic to. It could be almost anything, so if you try this and it don't work, you may want to go to your local doctor, and maybe he can give you something to help to relieve your symptoms. Keep in mind that cleaning the home is not going to get rid of dust mites. Dust mites in household often make up the group of Dermatophagoides farini and the group of Dermatophagoides terranicinus. In order for these groups of arachnids to survive, they need safe environments, humid areas, and food. Dust mites typically fed on furniture stuffing, pet hair, and shredded skin cells from humans. It is possible to find relief from indoor and outdoor allergies. Allergy relief in indoors and outdoors. Having allergies can make a person's life very miserable. Over 50 million Americans have been diagnosed with nasal allergies. There are many different ways to treat allergy symptoms using prescribed and over-the-counter drugs. Yet, because of many issues, people still suffer. Consult with your doctor before starting any self-treatments, such as over-the-counter. How do allergies occur? Pollen and mold are the two main causes for allergies in the outside air. Both natural air floaters are blowing around all around us, polluting the air. Pollen comes from the grass, trees, and weeds, and mold comes from the leaves laying on the ground and rotting wood. Mold builds up in homes, especially around damp areas. Our bodies produce two chemicals called histamine and leukotrienes that cause the allergy symptoms. Most allergy medicines will block the chemicals that are causing the symptoms. How allergy meds help you. Medicine to help relieve allergy symptoms that make us so miserable comes in many different forms. You can purchase these medicines in a liquid form as well as sprays and pills. Spray form is sprayed into the nose. Some allergy medicines are for only certain things. Some make you drowsy, but most of them work by blocking the histamine. Be sure to read all labels, checking the ingredients and warnings along with the dosage amount, because there are some side effects. The side effects are usually mild, but could cause an ear infection, headache, sore throat, or upper respiratory infection. If these side effects don't go away or cause you a lot of pain, consult your physician right away. You can find relief by taking allergy shots as well. Your physician will refer you to a specialist, and he will test you to find out exactly what it is you're allergic to. Once he knows exactly what allergies you are susceptible to, he can give you a series of shots. The shots are given over a period of years, increase the medication making stronger as time goes on. There are ways to help relieve your allergies from flaring up so much by doing some simple things like keeping the fans off so the air from outside isn't being brought in. Close your windows and turn on the air conditioner to help keep the pollen down where you're at in the home or car. Don't rely on air conditioners, however. If you take a bath or shower, it helps to remove buildup from the pollen and mold that you have on your skin and hair. By removing it, you'll have a better night of sleep. Checking the news, newspaper, weather channel, or on the internet to find out when the pollen and mold is the highest in your area can help you find relief. It is a good idea to check when you are going on vacation to make sure you stay away when the pollen is highest. Pollen is the worst in the morning, so try going out in the afternoons to avoid as much as possible. By keeping track of the pollen and mold counts, it will make your days and night go a lot better for you. Always try to be one step ahead of the high pollen and mold seasons so you can be prepared for the allergy seasons. Have your medication on hand and know when to begin taking it before the season creeps upon you. Always have something for a quick fix around for the unexpected attacks you might have. You never know when these things are going to just happen without any notice. There are many tips that you can use to help relieve your allergy symptoms by talking to your physician for one. Contact the health department and check out the internet for tips to help you live a normal life with allergies. Allergy relief is found in yoga. Allergy relief and the practice of yoga. Studies showed that yoga could reduce allergies over 60%. Yoga helps keep away allergies, asthma, hay fever, and so on. Allergies can cause you to wake during the night, struggling to breathe, since the condition can cause suffocation. Allergies affect the chest, throat, and breathing, cause a person to feel stuffy. Some of the problems that emerge from allergies include sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, running nose, aching head, and so on. Asthma and allergies affect millions of people each year. The condition wakes them up during the night hours, causing them to gag or grasp for air. Their breathing is often affected, which makes these people feel helpless. Yoga helps since it is a breathing exercise. The key is to focus on your breathing while controlling the body and mind. Once you control your breathing, it will help you to breathe naturally. Learning yoga is a great start to finding allergy relief. Still, you need to learn more about your condition, since allergies could include rhinitis, sinusitis, bronchitis, asthma, and even emphysema. Your doctor can help you decide which condition you have. The problem is many people go without proper diagnosis or treatment, since patients often fail to explain in detail what symptoms they have. Many patients fail to revisit the doctor after they find relief, believing the condition is cured. Allergies are a hypersensitivity reaction that emerges from natural substances in the air, such as pollen, mildew, mold, and so on. The foreign antigens that attack the immune system cause allergies to occur. Dust, mold, or other particles in the air that lands on the body parts can cause allergy reactions. If we inhale certain particles from the air, allergies can emerge. Allergies can emerge from injections as well. Hay fever is another condition your doctor may consider. This is a seasonal allergic reaction, which comes from exposure to ragweed. Grass causes hay fever symptoms as well. Foods, drugs, dust, or pet dander can cause allergies to emerge. What happens is antigens affect the immune system, and then allergens, which starts the antibodies in the body to produce IgE or immunoglobulin E. The body's basophils are white blood cells, which IgE attaches to. Basophils travel the bloodstream, which carries onto the mast cells similar to the basophils and sets into the cell tissues. IgE builds on cells, which releases histamines, leukotrienes, and prostaglandins. Once these conditions start, inflammation develops, which causes swelling. The tissues that surround these cells are inflamed, and other tissues are damaged as a result. To relieve allergic symptoms, one must consider yoga. Yet, again, you will need a medical expert to diagnose your disorder. Once you have a diagnosis, you understand what you are dealing with, which leads you to acceptance. Acceptance is the keys that open many doors to finding solutions. You can start your yoga practices at this time. Once you start practice naturally, it opens the mind, inspiring the proper elements to flow naturally. In short, once the mind opens, neurotransmitters send signals naturally to the proper channels. Aside from yoga, you may want to include essential oils and aromatherapy oils into your strategy. These oils are responsible for relieving millions of people of allergic symptoms. To learn more about aromatherapy and essential oils, go online to see which oils are best to use to treat allergic symptoms. You might want to build your immune system. A strong immune system makes it harder for allergens and antigens to enter into the system. If you are searching for relief, think yoga, aromatherapy, doctor, and methods to take to reduce particles that cause your attacks. Some people need shots to relieve allergies. Shots in allergy relief. Many people hate to see the wintry and cold season to leave because they know what is going to happen next. Pollen and mold will fill up the air as the trees start budding and the flowers start to bloom, not to mention the cutting of grass. Just raking up those wet leaves that blew around the home is a dreadful thought to people with allergies. People of any age can have allergies because of the pollution in the air. At what time you start relocating, check out the pollen and mold counts in that area, because they may be worse in some areas than others. Immunotherapy is sometimes used as a treatment for allergies. Immunotherapy is a series of shots taken over a period of years to complete on some people. The shots consist of a small amount of the substance that you're allergic to with increasing amount as time goes on. Eventually, the body begins to tolerate the substance by reducing or disappearing symptoms. The Food and Drug Administration regulate the extracts used. These extracts are what are used to test and treat the individual to determine just what allergies they have. The allergens have to show exactly what the patient is allergic to before they can receive the shot. Choosing the shot method for your allergies, it is used to treat the pollen, insect bites, dust mites, and pet allergies too. Taking the shots work on people with major allergies to pollen and mold, better than the indoor allergies. Shots will work for the indoor allergies, but not as well. Keep in mind that drugs don't cure allergies. The shot method can reduce symptoms and their severity. Medication and the risk of developing new allergies as they age can be reduced by immunotherapy. Severe allergic reactions can be reduced by the method of immunotherapy shot therapy. The shot therapy is recommended usually with it is impossible to avoid the cause of the reaction. For people who have hay fever, side effects occur from taking medication, used as an alternative to medication. This method of treatment can be used for any age group, but isn't recommended for the older people with heart or lung disease because of the side effects. Pregnant women are advised not to use the shot method for their allergies because of the substance of the allergy itself could be passed on the baby, interfering with the baby's oxygen supply. The young children should use this method at an early age to reduce the risk of developing more allergies as they age. People who have hay fever and medications are not the answer for them. Immunotherapy is recommended to take as a pre-seasonal method. The shots are given once a week through the winter, stopping just as the spring hay fever season begins. The pre-seasonal treatments usually last 3-5 years, depending on the serviette. The immunotherapy can go on for many years. It is not a quick fix. You have to stick with it and cooperate with your doctor to reduce side effects. If this therapy works for the patient, they will have to continue taking maintenance shot every once in a while for 3-5 years to reduce the risk for the allergies returning. While taking the therapy, it is recommended that you continue to take your other allergy medications as usual. Once the treatment is finished, and if it works for them, the patient is usually relieved for 3 years or more. If and when the allergies return, they are usually more on the mild side. Some people need treatment longer, however. Allergy relief is discovered in common causes. Allergy relief and common causes. Today, about 60 million people has some kind of allergy to one thing or another. It could be from the food you eat, or maybe the soap that you use, to the pollen in the air. There are so many of them that you do not know what to look for. What are allergies? Allergies are something that you get from an antibody called immunoglobulin. Antibodies is very important to us since it helps to fight off any parasites. Uniformly, it does fight off the allergies since IgE or immunoglobulin E affects the cells and tissues, causing damage. What are the most common allergies that people get? The most common allergies that people get are asthma, hay fever, allergic eye, emphysema, and hives. These are the most common ones you see today. There are outdoors allergies, as well as insides one. Rhinitis and sinusitis is common also. One of the most common allergies that you may get is hay fever. It is from the pollen in the air. Hay fever, however, is a seasonal allergic condition. Some of the insides allergies that you may see a lot are from dust mites and mold. When you developed allergies, it causes your nose to swell, making it hard for one to breathe. This will cause the tissue inside your nose swells from inflammatory attacks. The white blood cells and mast cells are affected, which sets in inflammation. There are little things that you breathe in called allergens. Once you inhale these, they can set in your ears, nose, throat, or your sinus. The most common symptoms that come from allergies are runny nose, stuffy nose, sneezing, nasal itching, itchy eyes, and postnasal drip. Allergies can also cause your bronchial tubes to get inflamed. This will narrow the passageway, causing you problems breathing. This can also cause you to develop asthma as well. What are allergens? Allergens are in the air that you breathe. They are in what we ingest. They are touching our skin, and they are everywhere that you can think of. What are allergens? A substance that is foreign to the body's immunity system causes an allergic reaction. In some case, mold and pollen causes such reactions. What is some hope for me with allergies? There is hope out there for the ones that have allergies. You will have to go to your local family doctor and talk to them and see what they can do for you. Some tests that you can take will let you know what you are exactly allergic to. They have all kinds of news medicines out that will help you to get some relief from allergies. You just have to find the one that helps you the most. What might help you may not help the next one. Most of the time, if you have bad allergies, they send you to a specialist, and they find out what you have and give you some shots to take for it. They work most of the time. Although sometimes it takes a while for you to notice, but it does work. If you have allergies to something in your house, then you might want to try to use HEPA filtering systems. This will help you to clean the air in your home, making you more comfortable. You may want to look into HEPA products. This product is used in burn centers, hospitals, and so on. The product has proven to reduce microns in the air over more than 95%. You will also need to learn tactics to keep away dust mites, pollen, mold, dust, and so forth, keeping your home free of fed that these particles live on. The weather can cause allergies, so sometimes we need to stay out of certain conditions. The weather and how it causes allergies. The weather can cause allergies in many ways. One way the weather can affect your allergies is if when it is humid out it affects the immune system, causing a sensitivity to emerge. When it is rainy outdoors, it promotes dust mites, mold, and pollen, which causes sensitivity to the immune system. Your immune system may react during particular seasons when pollen and mold spread. These are the two biggest things that people with allergies have to deal with. How pollen affects you. Pollen comes from ordinary or natural elements such as grass, trees, and weeds. Most of the allergies that occur in the spring come from the pollen. If you get allergies in the summer, it's pollen from the grass. If you develop pollen in the late summer, it's ragweed. How mold affects you. Mold develops in areas where dampness resides. Mold grows in bathrooms, around kitchen sinks, and inside walls. Mold comes from dampness, being around trees, rotten logs, hay, leaves, mulch. Any place that there is moisture can subject you to mold. In your home, you will find mold in the showers, as well as the shower curtains, around the window frames, and maybe in your basement. Finding relief. When it comes to pollen, these things might help you to get some relief. Take a shower or bath at bedtime. Cleanliness will prevent skin cells from shredding heavily from your body. Sometimes bathing before bedtime will help you to breathe easier as well. Try to avoid going outside on windy and dry days, where the wind is blowing all the pollen around. This would be a good time to only use your air conditioner in your home as well as your car. When using your air conditioner, you can keep your window close. This will stop the pollen from getting in your home, making it easier for you to be comfortable. How to get relief from mold. When it comes to mold, it is everywhere. Mold will grow inside your home as well as outside of your home. However, maybe if you try these things, you might get some relief from your allergies. Try to refrain from getting houseplints, and if you have any, get rid of them. This will also cut down the mold in your home. Keep in mind, however, plants produce oxygen, and its count of pollen spread in the air rarely causes allergies. When you take shower, you might want to dry out the tub or shower, as well as the shower curtain to avoid mold. Mold loves the shower curtain. If you find that too much to do all the time, you can change the shower curtain every 6 months. You can wipe your walls down with bleach and water. This will kill the mold on the walls, like in your bathroom and basement. When wanting to redo your bathroom, try not to put carpet down. Mold clings to damp carpet. Use paints on the wall that are designed to stay dry. Try keeping your humidity at a level that does not feed mold, pollen, dust mites, or other allergic irritants. What are some medicines I can take to relieve my allergies? Some antihistamines that you can get that will help, yet they have some side effects. The antihistamines can cause dry mouth and fatigue. Decongestants come in pill form or nasal sprays and often helps. You do not want to take the over-the-counter meds for more than 3 days without your family doctor knowing about it. There are some side effects as well with these medicines. If you would like to take a spray, they have some to take down the swelling of the tissues in your nose, making you able to breathe more freely. However, like always, before taking any new drugs, you should talk it over with your doctor first. Diagnosis and allergy relief is important to fight against allergen reactions. Diagnosis and allergy relief. Allergy symptoms start out mild often. The condition can cause the eyes to water, itch, or can cause the nose to drip mucus. The skin sometimes is irritated, which causes itchy or hives. Sometimes hives can cause the skin to swell. In some instances, angioedema causes swelling in the larger areas of the skin. How does swelling occur? When the blood vessels start leaking fluids, it can cause swelling. In some instances, angioedema can develop into a serious condition. Serious conditions may start the reaction that emerges from asthmatic conditions. How do these allergies affect me? In some instances, when anaphylactic reactions occur, the allergies can take a life. In this life-threatening instance, wheezing develops, which emerges from constricting airways. The blood pressure can lower, especially if the blood vessels start to open and dilate. How is this condition diagnosed? First, doctors will consider the symptoms. The doctor will consider hereditary factors before diagnosing this type of allergy. Eosinophils is a white blood cell, which doctors evaluate through blood test. If an allergic reaction causes a large count of eosinophils to produce, it is a sign that the patient has such allergies. Allergens often trigger allergy reactions. Doctors will consider these allergens, which they examine dust mites, pollen, dust, mold, pet dander, and so forth. Hereditary allergens are examined also. How can I help the doctor find a diagnosis? You can recount the time your allergies first started. The start date can help the doctor decide what type of allergens is causing you irritation. If your allergies start in September and carry on to October likely, you have seasonal allergic reactions. Most times the diagnosis is hay fever, yet in some instances the symptoms decide otherwise. Doctors will need to know how frequent your symptoms occur. This will help the doctor find a diagnostic. The doctor bases the diagnostic on foods you eat, season, and so on. Doctors will also use skin tests to find allergen reactions. Generally, skin tests assist doctors in finding diagnostics quickly. Doctors will use needles and prick the skin in several areas, and sometimes over hundreds of times to find the cause. Doctors will use the needles, which have diluted solutions to test for allergies. The solutions may include medicinal ingredients, food, dander from pets, pollen, fungal spores, venom from insects, weeds, grass, trees, and so on. Some trees are made of latex materials, which if the skin shows a reaction from this extract, likely the patient has allergies that stem from latex. In this case, the doctor will direct the patient to avoid foods, latex, and other allergens that cause a reaction. The doctor will then treat the patient with shots or other remedies to help control the symptoms. How can the doctor tell if a reaction occurs? Doctors look for reactions, such as swelling, paleness, wheal, and so on. If a wheal appears, often swelling, and redness develops in a few minutes, will the doctor inject the solutions into the flesh? Yes. If it seems no reaction occurs, the doctor will use injection methods to discover potential allergic reactions. What if the doctor cannot discover allergen reactions in skin tests? If the doctor does not find anything, then likely other tests are needed to discover allergies. In some instances, other tests are needed when a person reacts with harsh red rashes to pricks or injections. In this instance, the doctor will perform a RAS test or radioallergosorbent test. For the most part, doctors find allergen reactions when using skin tests, and in most instances, allergies are curable providing the patient seeks medical help immediately. Asthma is something else we can consider when searching for allergy relief. Asthma in allergy relief. If you are experiencing coughing, chest tightness, shortness in breath, or wheezing, you could have asthma. Asthma is a type of allergy, but these symptoms could be respiratory problems too. You need to consult your family physician to make sure what is exactly wrong before trying to use self-treatment on your own. Some of the things that might bring an asthma attack on are animal dander, dust mites, pollen, mold, cockroaches, and cigarette smoke. Heavy exercise, cold air, even certain foods can bring on asthma attacks. Try to find the cause that triggers your attacks and avoid them as much as possible. Asthma is a chronic lung disease that has no cure. The air passages are sensitive and sometimes inflamed and swollen. When these air passages are disturbed, it causes an asthma attack, causing the muscles around them to squeeze, making them narrower. When the muscles are squeezing, they sometimes will cause extra mucus, making hard to breathe. Avoiding triggers to bring on your asthma attacks is the best thing to do, but not always possible. There are medications to help keep your asthma under control. Medication is available in 2 different types, pills and inhalers. Some have steroids in them. Talk to your doctor and do not be afraid to ask questions. To treat asthma, sometimes people need more than just a quick fix when an attack hits you from out of nowhere. An asthma controller is used on a day-to-day basis to keep your attacks from flaring up so often and considered as a long-term medication. Asthma and allergies are both triggered by the same allergens, except asthma has even more. Some people have both of them, but not always. You can have one or the other, and that does not mean that eventually you will have both. Hay fever and asthma are both allergic and triggered by pollen, mold, pets, and dust mites. With asthma, they affect the lungs, and hay fever or allergies, they affect the nose. Indoor allergies and asthma need to be treated the same. The home environment needs to be kept clean of dust mites, animal dander, mold, and pollen. The furniture and carpets need to be sprayed or powdered and vacuumed 2 or 3 times a week to help keep the dust mites out of them. Dust mites like to live in the dark and thrive on body heat. Spraying or using the powder for dust mites will help to kill the ones that are not vacuumed up. Keeping your TV, stereos, and anything else you might have around the house that is warm and dark clean is very important. Dust mites are in the air and they hide in multiples. Keeping the bed mattress, box springs, and pillows in a zippered case is the most effective way to keep the bed free of dust mites. You might want to think about adding a couple of air filters in your home. Air filters are bought by the size of your rooms, and when measuring the room size, Get the filters one size bigger to save energy, and they'll do a better job. At night is the worst time for asthma and allergies to attack, so drag the filters into the bedroom with you before going to bed. Having an air filter in your bedroom is very important to let you breathe in clean, crisp air for a longer period of time, letting you have a better night's sleep. Consult your doctor. Make sure you know what your symptoms are related to and follow his instructions. Both asthma and allergies could be harmful or deadly if you have an attack and hyperventilate from it, making breathing even harder. Virus infections can make it worse on you. How do virus infections play a part in asthma and allergy relief? Asthma and allergies both have some of the same symptoms that affect the lungs. Causes for both of them are pollen, mold, pets, and dust mites. More and more people are being diagnosed every day for both asthma and allergies because of the pollution in the air. One of the common causes behind these conditions is smoke. Asthma develops in the lungs and pulmonary system, and when a person gets a virus infection in the lungs, it can bring on an asthma attack. A person not even knowing they have asthma, inflammation in the airways, can sometimes have an attack. A simple cold or flu can bring on an asthma attack as well. A virus infection does not cause asthma, but will bring out the worst of asthma. A known study found that children with frequent virus infections at the age of 3 showed a lower risk of having asthma. Treatment for asthma and allergies are about the same when treating the indoor and outdoor allergens. They are both related to the pollution in the air and have the same symptoms. Medication can be provided for both. Be sure to consult your doctor before trying to treat your symptoms on your own, and avoid being around anyone with a virus infection, cold, or flu. Keeping the home environment clean will help keep colds and flu from spreading in the home. Clean environments will help to protect your loved ones who have asthma or allergies. The air is full of pollution and germs outdoors, and inside so clean as much as possible. Finding a good air filter and vacuum sweeper is one of the key things a person needs in their home to help keep the symptoms from recurring. Freeing up the home environment of the allergens and germs from infections will help keep the risk of asthma and allergy attacks down. When you are purchasing an air filter for the home, make sure it is one size larger than required for the room size. Buying it larger than needed will save energy and do a better job of cleaning. If you have 2 bedrooms, buy just 2 and move one out to the other room each day when you get up. Putting an air filter of some kind in the bedrooms will let you breathe in fresh, clean, and crisp air for a longer time of period. Getting as much fresh air as you can will help you through the next day. When you vacuum the floors, spray or powder them good with a dust mite killer. Make sure the air filter on the vacuum is clean so the dirty air can flow through and come out clean. Dust mites like to live where it is warm and dark, so be sure to clean good in all of these areas, including the TV, stereo, and furniture too. After you're done vacuuming, put the air filter into a plastic zipper bag before throwing it in the trash to keep the dust from seeping through. Most basements are damp, causing mold. Be sure that you have a dehumidifier in down there with a good air filter attached. Cleaning products can be purchased to clean all traces of the mold build up, and the dehumidifier will help keep the mold from returning. Remember, try to avoid being around pollen, mold, pet dander, and dust mites as much as possible if you have asthma or allergies. Consult your doctor, and he can give you advice on the medications you can do to help relieve attacks and symptoms from reoccurring. There is no cure, but there is some relief so you can live a normal, everyday life. Learning prevention tactics can help you find allergy relief. Prevention or allergy relief. Humidifiers for most is the way to prevent allergies. Yet what you don't know is that humidifiers provide food for dust mites, mold, and mildew to live. Humidifiers produce moisture in the environment, which provides food for allergens, such as dust mites, mold, and mildew. To prevent allergies, you should keep your room temperature at 82 F in the summer and no higher than 34 C during hot, humid days. You can prevent allergies by getting rid of feed, humidity, and security that most allergens, such as dust, might strive to have. Take away that snug as a bug in a rug, and you will have less dust mites. Dust mites will hide in clothing, bedding, carpets, furniture, and so on. To prevent dust mites, you can purchase zipper lock plastics to cover your furniture. Try to avoid stuffing, such as toy animals, mattress, and so on. Dust mites attack to these items generously, since it provides them that snug as a bug feeling. They feel safe. To prevent allergens from entering your environment, you have to take measures. Sometimes medications can cause allergies. Allergens use increased histamine, eosinophil chemotactic factors, chymase, neutrophil chemical reactions, tryptase, heparin, acid hydrolaxes, leukotrienes, prostaglandins, and thromboxanes. The white blood cells, tissues, etc. are damaged once allergic reactions continue. To prevent allergies, you have to avoid drugs that cause irritation. If you have a pet, you may want to find your friend a new home, especially if you have allergies. Pet dander is an allergen that causes swelling, running nose, and so on. You can install a high-efficiency air filter into your home to prevent allergy attacks also. Some foods you eat can cause allergies. If you are allergic to nuts, particular fruits or vegetables, and so on, perhaps you can do without them. If you are allergic to latex, bear in mind that some trees produce latex. Learn more about kiwi, bananas, and grapes, and so forth to avoid allergens, such as latex-based products. Some people suffer seasonal allergies, which are reversal. In this instance, you can prevent allergies by moving to a friendlier climate. Arizona is a great state to move if you have bronchitis, asthma, or other allergic reactions. This state produces dry air. California and Texas may be worth considering, as well as Utah and Nevada. If the air is dry, living there can help you find allergy relief. Dust collects in televisions, radios, on wood, in rugs, and so on. To prevent dust allergies, you will need to consider removing the items entirely from your home. If you cannot do with these items, then learn cleaning tactics and purchase proper items that help keep dust at bay. In some instances, you cannot prevent allergens. In this instance, you must consider immunotherapy. This therapy uses needles and solutions to help your immune system adjust to allergens, such as the airborne allergens. Dust mites produce airborne allergens. The shots will desensitize you, helping you to adjust to airborne allergens. Immunotherapy is commonly used to treat allergen reactions that circle around dust mites, pollen, pet dander, venom from insects, etc. In some instances, it takes more than immunotherapy to relieve allergic reactions. Food allergens should be avoided. If you are allergic to bananas, stop eating them. Get them out of your home and keep them away from you. Immunotherapy can cause serious problems to those with food allergies. How can immunotherapy help me? Sometimes it takes a few years, but it can relieve you of allergy symptoms. How can immunotherapy cause harm to me? Immunotherapy can cause reactions, since you are injected to the exact allergens you are allergic to. Next, learn how to avoid asthma attacks. How does asthma affect Americans? Asthma is affecting more and more Americans every day. With the way the world is moving, pollution is getting worse all the time, making allergens to deal with more difficult. Babies are being born with asthma, Some of them are able to outgrow it with age. Babies can inherit asthma from their mothers. How asthma affects you. Asthma is a chronic disease where the air flows in and out of the lungs is blocked. The muscle that surrounds the airway squeezes the path and blocks it, causing swelling, excess mucus, inflamed, which narrows down the airway, causing wheezing and coughing during an attack. Asthma causes people to miss work, and the children are missing more and more school because of this disease. People are being hospitalized because of the severity of asthma. There is no cure, only medication can help to relieve the symptoms. Some people do not even realize they have asthma until they experience symptoms and changes in their lives. If you are experiencing coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, chest tightness during exercise, these are some of the symptoms of asthma. Consult with your doctor, and he can run some tests to be sure of your condition in order to give you medications or advice on how to help relieve them. There is no cure for asthma. Taking medication and following doctor's orders are the only things that can be done to help relieve your symptoms. There are some treatments out to help people with asthma and allergies. Some medications are given to treat both of them alike. Medication is given to make sure that the airways are not blocked and inflamed. Some medications can be given for a quick fix, not lasting long. If the daily medication that is prescribed by your doctor is not working, you need to let him know, and he can do something different. Asthma can and will become very harmful and sometimes deadly. How flu shots prevent attacks. Getting a flu shot is highly recommended for people with asthma and allergies. Flu symptoms can become severe to people with asthma especially, and the virus can cause pneumonia. The flu shot is a vaccine grown inside chickens, so be sure to consult with your allergy doctor to make sure you can have a shot. How clean environments help you. The home environment is another way to help relieve asthma attacks. Keeping the home space clean will help eliminate a lot of the pollen that is brought in through the windows and air conditioners. Do some research. The internet is a good place to start looking and reading. There are a lot of cleaning supplies out now to help keep your home environment clean and keep the allergens down to protect people with asthma and allergies. Air filters are something to help keep homes for those that have asthma and allergy people in them. Look for the high-efficiency air filters, which can be bought for individual rooms. Air conditioners can be used to clean the air before it gets into the home, yet keep in mind that air conditioners produce moisture, which attracts dust mites. If you have asthma or allergies, put an air filter of some kind in the bedroom to let you breathe in more clean and crisp air for a longer period of time. People with asthma and allergies need to take care of themselves and avoid whatever is causing your attacks. Avoid flare-ups as much as possible. Taking your medications and following doctor's orders are necessary to live a normal life and to find allergy relief. Can you control pollen to find allergy relief? Allergy relief in pollen control. Today in my area, the high for pollen is 49%. This means that everyone around my area allergic to pollen will endure coughing, sneezing, watery eyes, and so on. Some type of allergic reaction will occur in many homes. Thus, these people need to consider what they can do to find allergy relief while controlling pollen. How to control pollen. You can eliminate airborne irritants in the air. Place allergy-based pillow coverings over your bed pillows, and then add your case. Commonly, people endure hay fever, which is a seasonal reversible condition when pollen count is high. One of the common accounts of attacks stem from rhinitis. Rhinitis, like hay fever, causes a person irritation, such as sneezing, coughing, itchy and watery eyes, dry throat, dry mouth and nose, and so on. The nose will often run and feel stuffy in many instances. Rhinitis and hay fever can cause headaches, wheezing, and irritation. The condition can start insomnia, depression, and weight loss. How can I control pollen? In the air, outdoor pollen circulates. We have no control over pollen in natural air, yet we do have control of pollen in our homes. We can add a high-efficient air filter to our bedroom and other areas around the home to control pollen. How pollen develops. Pollen often causes seasonal allergies, which ordinarily is named rhinitis. Pollen comes from weed, grass, trees, and plants. The male genetic materials produce pollen from these natural resources. Units that hold male genetics are known as grain and have two surrounding walls to protect the grain. The intine is the deepest region of the grain that has thinning, delicate components. The eternal walls are the exine, which has a high tolerance to damage and is often thick. Pollination occurs when pollen grains are transferred. The plants transfer pollen grains from anthers and to male counterparts or organs. The male then transfers to stigma, which are the female counterparts. After transferring is completed, fertilization begins. The pollen must go airborne to cause allergy reactions. Pollen makes up cereals, grains, weeds, grass, and so on. The pollen produces from these natural elements in nature. Cereal pollen usually causes less reactions than weeds. Since weeds typically release higher volumes of pollens into the air, it causes episodes of allergic reactions for people in all areas of the world. Pollen typically causes rhinitis. The common weeds that affect people causing allergy attacks include ragweed, buckhorn plantain, reedroot pigweed, nettle, western water hemps, sheep sorrel, thistle, lampquarter, and the burning bushes. What areas pollen usually attacks include Northern America and the Western hemispheres. The time pollen hits your area. During early spring, pollen usually hits around February and up to March. Pollen hits late spring around April and throughout June and July. During summer months, pollen hits around June and carries on to August. Ragweed grows in fall. Some areas are isolated from pollen during winter months. Yet in some areas such as south parts of California, Florida, and Texas, ragweed will grow in the wintry months. Do all pollens cause allergies? In most instances, people are allergic to one type of pollen or the other, yet other pollen allergies can develop. As you can see, pollen is an outdoor irritant that affects millions of people around the world. To control pollen, you should learn what areas produce higher volumes of pollination and in what months. During this time, you want to stay free of the outdoor areas where pollen circulates into the air. If you live in northern parts of America, during pollen season, avoid outdoor areas where ragweed or similar weeds grow. Do you have seasonal allergies that calls for relief? Seasonal allergy relief. Seasonal allergies often include hay fever, rhinitis, and so on. Seasonal allergies often affect people at particular times of the year, and it is caused from exposure to substances in the air. Airborne substances, such as pollen, cause seasonal allergies, which doctors dub as rhinitis or hay fever. Usually seasonal allergies affect people during early and late spring and continue to affect people in the summer and fall months. How do the symptoms start? It depends on the person, but most people experience irritation at the membranes that line the nose. The allergic reaction causes rhinitis to develop, which affects the lining of the membranes around the eyelids. The conjunctiva is affected as well, which is the white covering of the eyes. This can set in conjunctivitis and often rhinitis. Still, other illnesses can cause such conditions to emerge. How does hay fever develop? Pollen usually triggers allergic reactions, usually grass and pollinated weeds, and so forth will cause hay fever to develop. Tea trees pollinate, which include the birch, elm, oak, alder, juniper, maple, sagebrush, olive, and so on. Seasonal allergies affect millions of people each year, yet most people are misled. The fact is hay fever can hit you throughout the year, yet it depends on the area you live. In addition, hay fever, rhinitis, and other conditions can develop especially if your immune system is sensitive to mold spores. To avoid conjunctivitis and other related conditions, you want to avoid eye contact with airborne allergens. If you have allergies, wear glasses during the months that pollen is high. How can I find out what count of pollen is in the air? You can go online to search for websites that offer you free pollen readings. Sign up with the website and take advantage of free readings each day. On the days that pollen is high, take measures to avoid contact. This will help you find allergy relief. Many people allergic to seasonal allergens often endure asthma. While you may not know it, asthma symptoms can develop, which include wheezing. If you have allergic reactions, it is wise to visit your doctor and explain in detail what symptoms you endure. This will help your doctor discover a diagnostic that follows proper treatment. Allergies can become life-threatening, so never take advantage of seasonal or other allergies, believing that it is temporary. What else you should know? Conjunctivitis can develop into atopic keratoconjunctivitis. This condition can cause blindness. The condition attacks everyone in all age groups, but the prime targets are those over 30. How can someone tell if they have atopic keratoconjunctivitis? The symptoms are something you want to consider. If you experience blurring vision, your eyes burn, itch, etc., and if you notice mucus discharging from your eyes, you may have atopic keratoconjunctivitis. If your eyes feel sensitive to sunlight followed by the named symptoms, see your doctor immediately. How do doctors treat seasonal allergic reactions? It depends on the allergy and the person. Doctors typically prescribe medications if the condition is mild. Rhinitis is often treated with antihistamines. In some instances, when the patient does not have high or low blood pressure, the doctor will prescribe decongestants. Pseudoephedrine is a common medicine doctors prescribe, which is a decongestant. Should I seek medical help immediately if I notice mild allergic reactions? If you are an allergist and know what you are doing, you can take your own advice if you feel confident. You can use over-the-counter medications otherwise for a couple of days to see if it takes care of the problem. To answer your question, however, logic should tell you to seek medical advice. Once more, allergies can turn fatal. Do you have year-round allergies? Allergy relief year-round. Do you need year-round allergy relief? Some of us suffer from allergies year-round, which causes conjunctivitis, dry mouth, nose, running nose, stuffy nose, headaches, dry throat, watery discharges, and so on. When person endures perennial, year-round allergies, often they have asthma without even knowing it. Perennial allergies usually occur from airborne pollutions, such as dust. House dust many times contains elements that affect the immune system. Most times dust has hidden fungal spores, mold, fabrics, fibers, dust mites, insect particles, insects, and bits. Cockroaches often have hidden allergen-based irritants that cause allergies also. At what time a person spends time indoors more so than usual and during winter months, allergic reactions can occur. Perennial allergies generally start up rhinitis. If the eye has contact with allergens, it can cause conjunctivitis to occur. How does conjunctivitis cause allergy symptoms? You might have guessed that conjunctivitis can occur when eye medications or remedies, are used to relax eye conditions. Eyeliners can cause conjunctivitis. Face powders can also cause this condition. Hair dyes, tints, and chemicals used to clean contact lenses can also cause conjunctivitis. How do perennial allergies affect us? The symptoms can vary. Perennial allergies can cause itchiness, especially around the nose. The mouth's roof might feel itchy or dry, as well as the back region of the throat. The eyes may feel itchy also. The condition can cause nose runs, which produces a clear discharge in watery form. Sometimes the condition causes stuffiness. Sneezing and chronic stuffed-up nose can occur from perennial allergies. Perennial allergies can cause swelling from inflammatory conditions. The tube that connects to the center ear, eustachian, connecting to the nose near the back could swell from perennial allergies. What happens when swelling occurs? The condition could impair your ability to hear. It can also cause sinusitis to develop, which is often chronic. Nasal polyps often grow inside the nose when swelling occurs from inflammatory allergic reactions. Once these symptoms develop, a person often experiences watery and itchy eyes, which affects the eyelids. How can I prevent perennial allergies? First, you have to figure out when your allergies start and what prompt the allergies. In this instance, dust usually starts perennial allergic reactions. To avoid attacks, you want to learn tactics to keep your home free of dust. Visit the outdoors more often during winter months to slow down attacks. To prevent allergic reactions caused from perennial allergies, sometimes you just have to say no. In your home, you may have magazines, books, knickknacks, upholstery, and so on, which all cause dust builds up. Televisions and radios collect dust also. If you are not willing to rid your home of dust collectors, then practice cleaning habits to keep dust at bay. You can install blinds in your home rather than using shades or drapes to free the home of dust also. Instead of carpeting your home, install flooring that is less apt to collect dust. Fine woven fabrics can be used to cover your bed or mattress. The fabrics will help keep away dust clingers, such as dust mites. Use a wet mop to clean your home and use a duster to keep dust down, which can help you achieve allergy relief. You can install high-efficient air purifiers to control humidity, which will keep dust mites and dust down. Air conditioners can be used, yet you want to avoid overuse since air conditioners produce moisture, which is what dust mites feed on. Pet hair collects dust. If you have, a pet designates your friend to one area of the home. Give the pet a weekly bath, and if possible, allow the pet to live in nature. The key to preventing perennial allergies is to say no. Do you have mastocytosis and need relief? Mastocytosis and allergy relief. I say what? Most people, when they think of allergies, consider sinuses, hay fever, and seasonal allergies. What you should know, however, is that allergies have many different names, including rhinitis, perennial allergies, food allergy, conjunctivitis, and so on. Then you have mastocytosis. Mastocytosis is a condition marked by abnormal accumulations of skin cells known as mast cells. This is a rare condition, yet people can encounter mastocytosis. Instead of episodically attacking a person, mastocytosis is one of the severest allergy conditions that causes chronic symptoms to occur. How does mastocytosis develop? This condition starts when the mast cells begin to grow excessively. The cells gather into the tissues, which causes damage. How do mast cells develop? This is something natural within the body that causes the production of histamines, which is an allergen increase that affects the immune system. What happens when it affects the immune system, causing histamines to build up? This causes a digestive problem since stomach acids develop. How do doctors diagnose mastocytosis? It depends on the situation, person, and mast cell increase. Doctors consider the condition carefully, since mastocytosis has sisters, which makes up 3 disorders. The rarest is mastocytosis. When mastocytosis is present, the doctor will notice accumulations of masses that develop into single form into the skin. This condition is commonly diagnosed as mastocytoma. Before a person is diagnosed with mastocytosis or mastocytoma, however, they often develop urticaria pigmentosa. This condition causes redness, bumps, brown skin spots, and so on. The condition will slow, however, instead of progress. Progressive allergic reactions make up the systematic mastocytosis. This condition affects the spleen, bones, liver, lymph nodes, stomach, skin, and the intestines. How can I tell if I have pigmentosa? If you notice itching after scratching brown spots, it is a sign that urticaria pigmentosa is present. If you are exposed to certain clothing items and the itching worsens, you may have this condition. If the temperature drops or rises and you itch more than usually, it could mean you have pigmentosa. Some drugs can increase itching also. Other allergens that can cause pigmentosa could include spicy foods. Some hot drinks or alcohol, when increases itching, could mean you have pigmentosa. How does itchy interrupt these allergies? Itchy should be avoided. When you itch the area, it could cause hives to develop. The skin may flush and cause another reaction, which includes anaphylactic. Anaphylactoid conditions can develop as well, which often occurs from flushing. That is when the skin, if often flush, it can cause this condition. What symptoms can develop? If you have one or the other of the conditions, you may experience bone pain. Fatigue, ulcers can develop, and excess stomach acid could build up. The condition causes many reactions to name. How can I avoid allergens that cause this condition? You cannot, since this condition is not marked by allergens. How do doctors treat mastocytosis conditions? It depends on what the diagnostic uncovers. In some cases, the condition goes away on its own, while in other cases, it becomes a more severe disorder. Doctors usually prescribe antihistamines to treat pigmentosa disorders. Yet, if you have the systematic disorder, your doctor may prescribe blockers, such as the H2 or histamine 2. Sometimes the doctors prescribe antihistamines also. Various other medications are usually prescribed to treat each symptom that develops with these disorders. How do the medications help patients with mastocytosis conditions? It depends on the patient's tolerance to the medications, as well as the patient's willfulness to follow doctor's orders. If the patient neglects to follow the doctor's orders and overuses his or her medications, it can result to serious adverse effects. Physical allergies is another type of condition we could consider when searching for allergy relief. Physical allergy relief. Physical allergies is commonly referred to for its name because it differs from most allergies. This condition is marked by reactions to physical stimulus that triggers the immune system. What causes this condition? Emotional stress, heat, cold air, sunlight, sweating, exercise, minor injuries, vibrations, and similar responses are all responsible for physical allergies. The theory of the cause is that the protein changes in the skin, and the immune system attacks it, thinking it is a foreign object. Some people are sensitive to the cold because of the abnormal protein in their blood, indicating a serious condition, such as cancer and chronic infections. People who are sensitive to cold will sometimes develop hives, asthma, nasal stuffiness, and swollen tissues under the skin. Cholinergic urticaria is a condition resulting in itchy hives with redness around them. It is usually triggered by sensitivity to heat, and any activity that causes sweating. How do doctors diagnose this condition? Studies are underway to find causes of these types of allergies. Some experts think that mistaking proteins is behind the problem. Certain drugs like cosmetics, creams, and lotions, along with the sunlight, could be a link to the physical allergy. When diagnosing what physical allergy reaction you have, it is very important to monitor when the hives appear and what brought them on. The more information you doctor has, the better is it to prevent you from going through a series of tests. If you should break out in hives from being outside in the cold, tell this to your doctor, and he can test it by putting an ice cube on your skin for 4 minutes. After removing the ice, he can then watch the hives appear. This will tell him how to treat this particular condition. Emotional stress is something we all have at one time or another, but not everyone will break out in hives from it. Try to relieve as much stress as possible by avoiding it or maybe learning the technique of yoga. Tell your doctors what happens when you become emotionally stressed, and he can give you medication to help slow the stress down. You can also avoid stressors to keep stress at bay. How does someone know if they have physical allergies? You will notice hives come up on your skin with redness around it. The hives will appear, for instance, under the armpits or behind the knees after exercising. If you notice hives, be sure to take notice what you were doing at the time they seem to appear and consult your physician. Prohiptadine works for the hives from the cold. Hydroxine is for the hives caused from heat or emotional stress. Avoid the sunlight as much as possible and always use sunscreen when out in it. How do exercising cause reactions? Exercising and sweating causes asthma to flare up or hives to appear under the arms, behind the legs, on your face, wherever you might be sweating at. Some people only have this reaction when exercising. Asthma is worsened when you exercise because of the fast breathing that cools and dries the airways. Usually happens more in the cold and dry seasons, causing wheezing, difficult to breathe, chest feels tight, and bringing out hives as well. Stress is the #1 factor. However, that brings on hives. Do not try self-treatment. Self-treatment is not advisable for treating allergies until you know for sure that the symptoms are caused from. Consulting your doctor should be one of the first things to do. He will be able to advise you on the treatment you should be taking. Not all symptoms and conditions are treated alike. Next, learn about food allergies to find relief. Food allergy relief. How do I know what foods cause allergies? Nuts, peanuts, bananas, grapes, kiwi, eggs, milk, wheats, grains, soybeans, shellfish, fish, cherries, food additives, apricots, tomatoes, plums, avocados, melons, nectarines, etc. These allergens affect certain people. Bananas, cherries, grapes, nectarines, avocados, plums, tomatoes, and apricots affect many people, since these are allergic to latex. These are latex-based bushes and trees, which the fruits and veggies grow on. How do food allergies affect me? Symptoms differ depending on the food ate and the person's sensitivity to the produce. Diarrhea is common, followed by a series of other symptoms, such as nausea and diarrhea, rashes, itching, hives, and sometimes asthmatic symptoms and eczema develop. You can also experience some abdominal pain. This is normal, as well as sometimes you could get an itchy mouth. This is also caused from food allergies. Swallowing can become hard for you, as well as breathing can be a task for some people. Who does food allergies affect? Food allergies can affect anyone at any age. From the first time a newborn drinks it could becomes allergy to the milk. If this happens, they will just change the milk to something else, for example, soy milk. However, for the most part of it, children outgrow their allergies. Adults do not outgrow them too often. How is food allergies treated? When you find out that you have food allergies, You do not want to eat the same foods again. Try to refrain yourself from eating the foods to find allergy relief. Read the ingredients on products you are not accustomed to or even familiar with to make sure it does not have ingredients that cause you allergies. If you are not familiar with the ingredients, go online and do some research to help you learn more about the product and ingredients. If for some reason you're out and stop off to a restaurant, you can either ask your waitress what is in the food you are thinking about ordering. They have some kind of paper they can give you that has all the ingredients in the dishes served. This will help you as well. If for some reason they do not have information, you can always go to another restaurant to eat or maybe order something that you know is in it. For the more severe cases of food allergies, you must be prepared at all times. You might want to wear a medical bracelet or a necklace at all times. This will state what you have allergies to so that they know how to treat you. This could save your life. You may also want to go visit your doctor. Have him give you a prescription for some adrenaline. This comes with a syringe. Antihistamine can be given to relief of gastrointestinal symptoms, like hives, sneezing, and runny nose. Bronchodilator can be given to relieve asthma symptoms. What should I do once I know that I'm allergic to something? Once you have went through allergic reaction, you won't want to go it again. So you will always remember to do what you have to do to keep from have a reaction. Some people choose to take shots to control allergic reactions. Some of us prefer, however, to induce small amounts of allergens that affect us into our meals to build the immune system's ability to tolerate the allergens that cause them allergic reactions. Do not do this at home, or unless you are willing to gamble, however, since the common people that do this do their own tests to learn and play at their own risks. Help centers in allergy relief is around the corner. Turn the page to learn more. Help centers in allergy relief. Today in the world, there is a lot of air pollution, so for many people have some kind of allergies. It could be something as little as pet dandruff to hay fever. Allergies can be seasonal or year-round allergies. So am in hopes to try to tell you some things that might help you to get some kind of relief from those nasty allergies. What are some kinds of different allergies that I could get? Each day we battle allergens that cause allergy reactions, yet we often fail to see which types of allergies we face. The allergies that most people get can make people feel like they have a cold. Some of the different allergies that are common, they range from the smallest things such as pollen to pet dandruff and more. Most of these are seasonal allergens, yet the symptoms could continue year-round depending on the area you live. Does the weather make them reacted? Yes, the weather will make your allergies react. If it is hot outside, your immune system may respond, producing allergy symptoms. If it is humid outdoors, you may experience mild allergy attacks. Likewise, during rainy days, you may endure allergies, since moisture is one of the leading reasons that the irritants gravitate to the air. They will also act out if the wind is blowing and it's dry. Therefore, the weather can make you very miserable. Therefore, if you are going out, you might want to keep eye on the weather. Where does allergies come from? Allergies come from the pollen in the air. Pet dandruff, mold, dust mites are all responsible for allergy problems. The pollen is in the air, so it is easy to breathe in the pollen, making you feel uncomfortable. Mold is around damp areas, such as your bathroom and your basement in your home. Outside trees, weeds, logs, swamps, or related areas where dampness is present, mold will gravitate. Pollen will cause hay fever, which is a form of rhinitis or seasonal allergy. What about dust mites? Dust mites are found in your home in the dark places like cupboards, in the carpets, on your shelves, anywhere that dust might be. Your vacuum is a good place for dust mites to get in. If you want to control dust mites, you might want to use a vacuum that has a HEPA filtering system on it. What are some symptoms that I need to watch for? You may think that you have a cold. Instead of running to the store to purchase orange juice and common over-the-counter cold meds, visit your doctor. Allergies are deceiving. When you begin having problems breathing from your nose because you feel stuffy, or if your nose starts to run, you should see your doctor. Maybe you will have a sore throat, plugged ears, watery eyes, and sometimes you might get flu-like symptoms. What can I do to get some relief from the seasonal allergies? To get some relief from the seasonal allergies, you might want to talk to your family doctor. If you want to try some things on your own, there is medication that you get that you do not have to have doctor prescribe. Some of the medication that you may want to try might be a nasal spray or pill. Since allergies affect people of all ages, you have to be careful when given medication to a child. Your local doctor should see them before giving anything to them. Other than that, most of us try to get what we can, so we do not have to visit the doctor. Some medicines that have antihistamines in them are very good, which might include Allegro, Benadryl, Colitrimeton Clarnix, Clarin, Dimetapp, and Z-Tech. You do not want to use these for more than 3 days at a time without talking to your doctor. They may not work or could have some side effects to them after that. Exercise can induce asthmatic attacks. Learn how it causes allergies to emerge. Angioedema is another type of allergy. You will want to find relief for its symptoms. Allergy relief and angioedema. What the world is angioedema, you might ask? You would think that sinus infections, allergies, and asthma would be enough. Yet doctors came up with various problems that outline allergies. Doctors believe that this condition is marked by particular drugs, as well as other allergens, such as nuts, eggs, certain fruits, shellfish, and so on. Insect stings or bites can cause these reactions also. The reactions usually cause hives to develop, which in some instances the condition is severe. When hives develop, usually a condition known as urticaria follows, which causes a wheal or the skin to swell. The skin may turn pale. Note that some nervous conditions cause hives to develop also, which the hives turn purplish blue. The hives cause itching and swelling at what time stress is related to this condition. In this case, it is marked by a central nervous system interruption and a severe case of bad nerves. Allergic conditions can affect the facial area. In some instances, it can cause the throat to feel irritated as well. Since some foods can trigger a reaction, you want to take notes. If you notice after eating nuts or fruits hives developing, you want to stop eating these items to avoid additional outbreaks. Anytime you have an allergic reaction, you want to visit your doctor. In some cases, the conditions is life-threatening. Viral infections are behind many conditions we suffer. If you have recently been diagnosed with viral infections, such as German measles, hepatitis, and so forth, you may endure allergic reactions, such as angioedema. Respectively, you may endure hives combined with angioedema. How do doctors decide the cause? Doctors do not ordinarily discover causes behind these conditions. These allergic reactions could be brought on by particular foods eaten randomly. Some people have a thyroidal condition that starts up the allergic attacks. The hormone may have a deficiency, which weakens the thyroids, causing several reactions to occur. NSAID-based drugs, such as aspirins, can cause allergic reactions for some people. In fact, some people can take ibuprofen or related medications and see hives immediately. When hives appear, how does it affect the person? Like hives caused from central nervous system, damage allergic-based hives will cause irritation to the skin, such as itching. The patient will see wheals almost immediately after itching starts. In the center of the hive, you may notice a ring-like paleness develop, which is often surrounded by red, irritated shades of that may swell. Where do these hives develop? It depends, but most times it starts on the hands and feet. The condition is extremely irritating. Sometimes the hives develop on the genitals, which is even more irritating. The hives can also appear on the lips and eyelids when the condition affects the membranes, which line the region around the mouth. It can cause irritation to the throat. Breathing can become difficult, especially if the airways are affected. How long do hives stay on the areas? Hives, for the most part, are difficult to treat since the hives will vanish before you make it to the doctor's office. In severe cases, however, hives will linger, affecting the areas for a length of time. This is highly irritating, and once the person starts to itch, it becomes painful. What should I do if I notice hives and they disappear immediately? You should visit your doctor regardless if the hives vanish or not. Your doctor can help you decide if you have a mild condition or severe condition. Your doctor can monitor you and prescribe you medications to relieve the symptoms when they come available. Exercise induction and allergy relief. Some people, after exercising, will endure allergic reactions. Exercise is responsible for triggering attacks, such as asthma. In some instances, only when a person workouts or performs some type of exercise, they will have an asthmatic attack. How is it possible for exercise to trigger asthmatic attacks? Good question. One would think that the only source we have in life that promotes healthy bones and joints would not trigger asthmatic reactions. However, medical experts believe that some people are triggered after working out because the person breathes rapidly. This causes the airway to dry. Once the person cools down, they warm up again, which narrows the airway. How do people survive with asthma? According to experts, people with asthma live happier in damp, warm climates. When the air is dry and cool, the climates cause the chest region to tighten. This brings on asthmatic symptoms, such as wheezing. Can people with asthma work out? Depends on the person. Some people have what is called exercise-induced reactions, or what reactions known as anaphylactic. How can people with this type of allergic condition exercise without worrying about reactions? It depends again how severe the condition is. If the person has a meal before working out, it could affect the lungs and airway. It is not advised for anyone, let alone those with asthma, to work out after eating a meal. People are encouraged to wait 30 minutes after eating to exercise. Still, some people can eat 30 minutes and wait and still have asthmatic symptoms occur, since as dizziness. The blood pressure will often drop, causing the person to feel weak. In some instances, the person may faint. Asthma can become a life-threatening condition. It is important for those with asthma to seek medical support and continue doctor visits. When anaphylactic reactions occur, it can lead to death. How can asthmatic patients stay fit? Doctors do not discourage exercise. Rather, the doctor prefers the patient continue to work out. Yet the doctor will prescribe medications that the patient is required to take several minutes before exercising. What medications are prescribed to prevent recurrent asthmatic reactions during exercise? Doctors may prescribe beta-adrenergic medications, which is an inhaler. Studies unearth that if asthmatic patients are fit, it causes them to live a healthier life, since the reactions do not occur as often. How should a person exercise to prevent asthma attacks or anaphylactic reactions? If the patient is giving medications to take before workout, the person should start with warm-up routines. Stretch exercises are great for opening the airways. The patient may find benefits from practicing yoga to learn natural breathing habits before moving to vigorous exercising. Yoga helps you to learn how to breathe naturally by using the mind and body to control breathing. Once the patient learns yoga, He or she may benefit from stretch workouts, warm-ups, and gradually working into a routine. Take it easy at first and grow into the routines. This is normal procedures and is recommended for anyone starting exercise. Once the person works into a routine, he or she should perform cool downs after exercise to minimize or prevent asthmatic attacks. Patients with asthma are discouraged from working out with routines that triggered the reactions in the first place. Before you start exercise, it is wise to consult with your family doctor first. Let your doctor know what happens when you perform a particular exercise, and perhaps he or she may recommend a type of routine that works best for you. What about food? Food should not be eaten before exercising. It is wise to keep records of your condition, what you eat, what exercise you do, and monitor your condition as you continue to work to good health in allergy relief. Do you have sinuses? Allergy relief and sinus. How do sinus compare to allergies? Sinuses are almost the same as allergies. Just one is seasonal that goes away after the season is over, and the other is an infection that has to be treated by a doctor most of the time. Some allergies have to be treated by doctors as well. They both have the same symptoms. Spotting allergy symptoms. Some of the symptoms that you need to watch for are the following, which are runny nose, watery eyes, and pressure in the nose area, maybe in the forehead, giving you a headache. Almost the same as the common cold symptoms. These symptoms come from airborne allergens. There are other allergens as well that causes irritations. When you eat something sometimes, such as fish, seafood, and nuts, can cause allergic reactions. More about symptoms. These affect you in a different way, like within minutes of eating it. These symptoms can be diarrhea, vomiting, and shortness of breath, stomach pain. So there are many things to watch for. With sinus, they have symptom like when you have the airborne allergies or the common cold that won't go away. Do sinus problems last longer than allergic reaction? In most cases, sinus does last longer than an allergic reaction. Why is this? Well, with an allergic reaction, you have to get medical attention most of the time, that is. While you are there, all the symptoms go away, making you feel better. You may still be weak or have some stomach pain, but for the most part, when you get medical attention, you will find relief. Sinuses can take weeks to months to get rid of the infection. Most of the time, you have to go to the doctor and get some kind of medication from your doctor before sinuses go completely away. What allergens cause sinuses to react? Most of the allergens that cause your sinuses to react are the airborne ones like pollen, mold, and dust mites. Hay fever. All of these will affect your sinuses, making you think that you have a common cold, but it all relates to your allergies. What treatment can help to deal with sinuses problems? Medication today has expanded and improved that you can get to help you with treating your sinuses problems. Some medications that you can get are those that treat you for the problem that you are having, like Benadryl or sinuses and cold therapy. Anything that covers the sinuses. You can get these at your local drugstore. If you have any questions, you can always ask someone to help you out. The pharmacist will help you to find the right one for you. Most of the medications will make you sleepy. Unless you get the ones that are for the daytime relief, then you can do your daily task. These medications you should not take more than 10 days at a time without talking to your doctor. Then he might give you some kind of medication to help you to get rid of the infection faster than if you were to treat it on your own. Helpful tips. Inhalers or pills should be taken under doctor supervision. Studies were conducted, which results showed that most people suffered from unnecessary allergies to medications because they failed to heed doctors' warning. Taking over-the-counter medications can help you, Yet doctors advise you to avoid taking these non-prescription drugs more than 3 days. You want to make sure that you are not allergic to over-the-counter medications also. To learn more about sinuses and allergies, check out the helpful websites online. Sinuses can lead to allergies. Sinuses leading to allergy relief. Sinus and cold symptoms are so much alike, it makes it confusing on what you need to help relieve the pain. More than 20% of today's Americans have sinus allergies today. Symptoms for sinus and allergies are the same with a runny nose, water, and itchy eyes. What one needs to be treated is something your physician can help you with. Having sinus problems could lead into serious sinus infections, sinus allergies, or a combination of both. Be sure you are treating sinus or a cold. How doctors treat sinuses. When being treated for sinus, the doctor will treat you for both sinus and allergies. If you have one, you either have both or will soon have. The overlap of these two is very common because they both produce mucus and block the outflow tract. How spring allergies affect you. Spring allergies seem to affect both condition and can become very serious if not treated. The morning sinus headaches are usually caused from the dust mites that are in your mattress, box springs, and pillow. Keeping them covered in a zipped casing will help control the dust mites to give you a better night of sleep. Treating morning headaches. When treating the morning headache, treat it and decide what is the best. To treat an allergy patient, use an antihistamine. For the sinus and nasal, use a decongestant and a non-steroid anti-inflammatory for tension, sinus, and allergies. If does not improve, see your physician for help. Sometimes a CAT scan is needed to detect the real problem. Your headaches will become worse when the pollen count is high. How kits can help you fight sinuses. There are some steps on ways to help relieve sinus infection. A nasal irrigation kit is available at the drugstore and need to be used daily. Natural saline spray should be used daily to keep the sinuses moist and get lots of rest. Not drinking ice drinks such as iced tea will keep the swelling down. Exercising outdoors clears sinus passages. Using enzymes dissolved in the mouth will also help reduce swelling. Put a humidifier in the bedroom at night to keep the sinuses moist. Hot showers, inhaling the steam and hot, compresses to relieve swelling and increase circulation. If you have allergies, close the window to give the sinuses a break from the outdoor air. Making sure that the bed is dust mite-free by putting the mattress, box springs, and pillows in a zipped casing. Emotional response to sinuses. Sinus problems can flare up from many different things. Depression can cause the swelling of the sinuses. When depressed or stressed, the white cells that are to protect the body becomes weak, causing your sinuses to swell. Exercise is a benefit to help depression by getting the heart rate up and makes you move. Keeping the stress down will help to relieve depression, and the cells start working to keep the sinuses from swelling. Your period can cause your sinuses to swell. Water retention is common during period time, so try going on a low-salt diet about 10 days before starting your period to help keep the sinuses from swelling. How consulting your doctors help you. Staying in good health will help you in many ways. Exercises, consulting your doctor, following instructions, avoid allergens, and keep the home environment free of pollen, dust mites. Pet dander and mold will help sinuses as well. Keeping health is important for everyone. Consulting your doctor can help you since she can test, diagnose, and treat your condition rather than letting it go. Allergy relief and inhalers. Allergies cause many problems with your breathing and can affect your asthma as well. Some medications can be taken for both asthma as well as allergies. They are the basic inhalers that are there for the relief of both allergies and asthma. How do inhalers help to relieve allergies? Allergies can affect your breathing and your throat. This is the same way asthma acts, which is why inhalers come in handy. They work very fast, making it easy for you to breathe. Inhalers open up your throat. Some inhalers will help to dry up your allergies as well. Most of all the inhalers that you have to go to your local family doctor. How do inhalers differ pills? When taking pills, they are good, but they are not fast-acting. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get into your body, so by the time you can have some real problems, you have relief. Inhalers work right now like as soon as you inhale them, they make it easier to breathe. When you take pills, sometimes it sticks to your system. They will not help if you end, yet it could take longer. Inhalers will stop the wheezing and the coughing that comes with allergies, making you feel more comfortable. How do doctors decide if a patient needs inhalers? Doctors often decide if patients need inhalers based on their symptoms. When a patient comes in the office having a hard time breathing and is apparently wheezing, they take this into thought. The reason for the wheezing is the airway is having problems getting air in and out of the windpipes. Coughing are signs of problems, yet it does not necessarily mean you have asthmatic symptoms, such as wheezing. Inhalers are used to tackle breathing conditions, which commonly occurs from asthma. If the patient is a smoker, this is a good reason to give inhalers to the patient, making it easier to breathe. What are some important facts to consider when using inhalers? You have to remember that inhalers are steroids that work very fast. Inhalers are addictive, which causes its own problems. You want to use inhalers as your doctor orders. How does inhalers affect me? Depending on the inhaler, some can make your heart race, making you feel weak. Sometimes inhalers can give you headaches. So if you can take a pill, you are better off doing that than using inhalers all the time. Where can I get my inhalers? Some inhalers you can purchase in stores, yet you should follow the instructions before inhaling the drugs. You really should see your local doctor. Talk to him before you start to use the inhalers. Inhalers may hurt you more than you know. So always ask your family doctor if you have any questions. Keep in mind that some pills, prescribed and non-prescribed, can affect your health. Again, you want to make sure that you follow instructions when taking any medications. Failing to heed warnings has caused millions of people to suffer. In fact, billions of people suffer now more so than before because they fail to follow instructions. How do I choose which inhalers are suitable for me? The best advice anyone could give you is to tell you to visit your doctor. You do not know if your allergies are life-threatening. Some allergic reactions can become severe. If you visit your doctor when it starts, you have a good chance of finding a cure. In fact, when you take the first step to help your doctor help you, you will find allergy relief. Allergy relief and acupuncture. More and more people are known to have many different allergies every day. Allergies can be from food, cosmetics, radiation, sunlight, environment conditions, and allergens, and just about anything you can imagine. Many health problems are related to allergic reactions and lower the immune system, allowing other diseases to attack and weaken the body. There is no known cure for allergy relief, but ways to help prevent them or lessen the attacks. Knowing what to do for treatment and self-help will relieve you from a lot of pain and misery. Make sure you are suffering from allergies before taking action into your own hands by consulting a doctor. Your doctor can have tests run to make sure he knows exactly what treatment is needed to relieve you from being so miserable. How keeping your home clean helps you. Keeping you home is a clean and fresh environment is one way to start relieving some of the allergy symptoms. Pollen, dust mites, pet dander, and mold are all very important to keep under control when there are people in the home who suffer with allergies, asthma and sinus problems. Make sure you have a good air filter on your vacuum sweeper, keeping the dust inside and the clean air outside. Dust mites live for the dark and warm spots in the home coming in from outside. Spray or spread powders on the carpet or furniture to kill the dust mites. Keeping your bed free of dust mites is done by covering the mattress, box springs, and pillows with a zippered casing. Mold loves to live in damp areas. Check the basement for mold and put a dehumidifier down there to draw out the moisture. Clean up the mold particles that have built up by getting a cleaning for removing mold. Cleaning supplies and products that help you. Check out the cleaning products for keeping your home in control of allergens. Cleaning supplies comes in sprays, powders, and liquid forms for all kinds of usage. Personal care can be bought for preventing allergic reactions to your skin. Air filters are another can be put in your home to help keep the air clean of pollens that are floating through your home. When the pollen is high outside, close up all the windows and turn on the air conditioner. An air filter can be put on the air conditioner as well to eliminate some of the pollen by keeping it outside and bring in the fresh air. Medications of all kinds are out now to help relieve allergy symptoms. Consult your doctor before buying over-the-counter drugs because you might have asthma or sinus problems, maybe both along with allergies. Do not take too much medication, not knowing exactly what the problem is. If you prefer not to take drugs and looking for some other alternative, acupuncture may be what you want to check into. Acupuncture may be the answer to your health problems by maintaining balance and harmony. After testing, to pinpoint the exact allergens that are giving you attacks. Acupuncture is a painless procedure, making the body strong where it was weak. Acupuncture reprograms the brain and nervous system. It does not react to the offending allergens. Acupuncture is painless by using very tiny needles tapped in through a tub, so small that most people do not even realize they are inserted into the skin. This method is used for treating injuries and illnesses with drugs. After acupuncture, you no longer need to avoid what was making you sick. This treatment rebalances your body energy when in contact with the offending allergens. Conclusion: we have discussed allergic reactions, treatments, diagnostics, medications, and more. Our attempt is to help you find allergy relief by providing you helpful information. This information comes straight from the horse's mouth, i.e., medical experts and various other resources. Studies and research has helped us to provide you the information you need. Use the information wisely and extract what you can use and leave alone what you cannot use. We hope that our report, however, has provided you some type of courage, hope, and in time relief.